two
Okay.
children. And so I will allow you to, decide what you do with that, knowing that you're laying there playing dead and extremely hurt, and I'll allow you to roll that d6 to add a little bit more to your hit points. Um, you will have to give me I could say stealth or I need a perception check from Ellen. And
Can we confirm how many baby rocks are in this nest?
yes, I did. I also did change that. There are not like 8. Jason actually made me go and do some research, and the average rock every 8 or something years or 10 years has 3 to 5 eggs. So there are 2 eggs that are left, and there are 3 birds that have recently hatched. 3 small baby rocks have hatched. So yeah.
All right. So if I get out of this and I somehow manage to kill them babies, we're feasting and we're having like rock egg like salad or something.
Rock
A
ribs.
rock is like a level 4, level 5 fighter. Good luck.
Okay, what do you think? Stealth, you can choose stealth, you can choose persuasion, or you can choose performance, because I see them all the same in terms of trying to play dead and for this thing. Now, the creatures believe you. You're not making this for them, but I'd like to know if Ellen believes you're dead. So, Ellen, perception.
Well, I started off real strong. I rolled a 2 for a total of 5.
So you should beat Ellen, and so that Ellen will probably think you're dead. That's probably bad, because if Ellen might just be like, well, I got to go now. He's dead,
All right. So then I guess I'll try stealth.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe you want to roll.
Colin's
If you wanna,
face.
yeah.
Or
My boy Colin got that do or die look on his face.
Man, Colin, you've been logging into this game with a very, very kind of like, okay, let's go. Like, this is serious. Let's go.
It's going down.
Yeah, I'm really starting to feel I'm starting to feel like Ellen's like drive. So like, we're gonna get this done.
I mean, I can help. I've got locate creature if he's close enough. But
We are nowhere near
You're
within
nowhere
1,000 feet, bro.
No. Yeah.
Don't
I don't know if I'm within
We are-
1,000 feet.
Okay. So for stealth, he rolled a 12.
Okay, so then I think that it's fair to say that Ellen thinks that you're pretty much dead at this point. It looks like you've expired. For all fairness, so whatever that means, however you take that, however you use that as information for your characters, there it is. Since we do have a new player today, let's go around maybe just to kick things off and kind of introduce ourselves and who you guys play. And it's always good to have that refresher from time to time of who these characters are, what they look like. As you describe your character, if you want to make it nice and simple, you're also welcome. I saw Benji had a picture of your guy. If you want to share a picture, whether it's share the screen or put it up behind you, or put it on your profile pic, whatever you want to do. You don't have to
You're
do
just
that.
trying to see Black Jesus again, huh?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Hey, I like these. I'm up for it. But I'm glad to see your face. I like seeing your face on the screen. So I'm glad you're back. And did you get my message, Shay, today about?
Yeah.
I think so. Ida's love interest was the character that you played before, right? That what's his face killed.
Jared blew up. Yeah.
Jared, what was that character's name again?
forgot. That's why I kept it as lover because I couldn't remember the name of her.
I gotta go back because I couldn't remember the name of that character.
That's why I never actually named her because I couldn't remember what I had initially.
And it wasn't Chris, because Chris is the centaur, right? Okay, so yeah, okay. And was it the monk? It's not the monk. Was it Kate? No.
Monk.
Okay, so it's not Kate. Okay, so if it comes back to you, or you can decide a new name, keep that. But I've been trying to figure out some more backstory for you, or how that plays into this story, and so knowing that character might help a little bit more.
Got left behind the party, completely forgot about her.
Straight blown up.
Blown up.
I don't know, forgot about. Strategically decided not to bring back up. You causing too much trouble right now. Maybe you need to stay down.
And don't take this as, while you introduce this for you, Benji, don't take this as a chance to start to role play your character. Save all that magic for the game. This is just a chance to say, this is what I'm playing, a little bit about what they look like. And then when they meet you, you can start to really, get into it if you'd like. Yep.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, my character, he's an Earth Genasi. I'll show you. I'll stop my video. I put his picture up right here. Is kind of what I imagine he looks like. I found this picture online.
Nice.
Yeah, so I guess his
That does
parents.
not look like the miniature that I picked for you, so I'll have to find some better.
That's right. Yeah, so he yeah, so he was underground, as Earth Genasi probably usually spend most of their time. There is a company of miners down there, and they were mining for precious ores, and that that didn't rub him the right way, so he slayed them, slayed the company of miners, and he found some magic spell books. He sealed himself underground and practiced for about 50 years until uh, recently he's been hearing a voice in his mind to uh, kind of emerge from underground, and from a mysterious voice saying to join his followers, and maybe he could help them get revenge on the people, on the ones who walk above him. That's what he refers to people as the ones that walk above him, and so he emerged and he's looking for the followers. The voice in his head told him, uh, look for Fangs, and he's been going around.
Okay, I'm going to have you stop there.
Okay. All right.
You're giving them enough. That's good. And then we'll
right.
you pick back up and share the rest in game.
All right.
But no, that was good. I wasn't trying to. I want to shut you off because the way that's something that's going to play in today's game. So,
Okay.
why don't Troy? Why don't you kick it off from next?
Well, let's start off with that's my character. Intimidating looking,
Yeah.
scary monster of a man. His name is Garrick Wildspeaker. He is a Goliath barbarian, and he is currently on a hunt, you could say, for a necromancer. She cursed me, and the curse is an endless hunt. So all I do is go around killing people pretty much. And I have no control of it. Like, it's just once I start fighting, the enemy has to die.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So
That's a crazy curse.
do you want to join the Fangs?
Yeah, I guess pretty intimidating.
Pretty nasty. Good stuff. Nihilus or Jason.
All right. I play Nihilus Guardpack. He's a half-drow warlock, disguises himself as Black Jesus sometimes when he goes into the cities. That's why I have that picture up. But most of the time he has a bluish tint to his skin. Still wears the purple robes and with the gold filigree, some jewelry and stuff. He's a fancy boy, but unfortunately at the moment his patron is also been able to break through a little bit into Barovia, so he's having some moments between listening to Strahd and listening to his patron Malkazid. So we'll see how that turns out.
Awesome. Then we'll move to let's see, Shay.
Alrighty, I'm playing Ida Kusuo. She is a Kalishtar cleric. In the chat, I've kind of shared a photo of her. So if you want to click on that, that's what she looks like. Yeah, she's just kind of along with the Fangs. Each have their own motivation. She's after another thing, basically the revival of her dead love. but yeah, no, Kalishtar cleric, healer. I'll pick you up, and yeah.
Nice.
What's the take?
I probably should have asked, but it's fine. I think I can kind of explain. But I probably should ask if there's like why you joined this party, kind of like why you all run with this group.
She, in her initial search of finding stuff, she basically heard tale of a very powerful man, basically Empire Strahd, and she was essentially on a quest to basically. She'd heard rumors of it, but she wasn't taking it too seriously until Strahd basically abducted her.
Okay.
He's like, I picture it as Strahd's not one you go and contact, Strahd finds you.
I agree with that. Okay. Good stuff.
Now this is playing Aaron Boy, so he's picking up something for her, which his patron didn't decide to tell him about until like a day ago. He waited like a week to tell him what he was searching for, but Yeah, he's searching for some powerful artifacts. For
Well,
his
that's
patron.
because that's when he found out about it. That's when your
He was
patron.
just like, "You go. I'm sure there's something there. I'll let you know when you get there." All right, got you.
Let's see, Colin.
All right. So I am playing as Ellen, no last name, a half-elf sorcerer. So Ellen is kind of he's the connection with our enemies and rivals, the Feathers.
Yes.
I traveled with them to start and left their group. To give a little bit of background for Benji, so way off, my background is as a pirate, and back when Ellen had his origin, he was turning over a new leaf and came to White Sparrow and signed up to be an adventurer there. Joined up with this group and had adventures, and one of that party was corrupted by some kind of magic book and chose to kill us all. So that's the source of my disgruntlement with them, my beef with the Feathers. But then when we arrived in Barovia, I decided not to trust them anymore and left, and became kind of the core of the group. There were a couple others who left with me, but they have since gone by the wayside.
Good stuff. Last but not least, Renee.
So I'm playing Krias, who is a house agent of the House of Thorani from Eberron, who had been searching. He'd been told stories about this, and told that he could basically, if he comes here, that if he can figure out what runs this world, that he can bring people that he loves back from the dead, because of what happened in the Mournland in Eberron, which is also where Ada is from. And the difference is that he is an assassin for Lady Vol, who is his patron, who is a lich, who has her schemes and claws and everything that's going wrong in Eberron. And he basically kind of just went his own way, finding out that he could get here, and she doesn't really know. So that's going to be interesting when if he survives, because he was clutched by a rock and just dropped in on their lovely hatchery. So
yeah,
we'll see if he makes it today.
Yep, that's where we're at. Those are our characters. Welcome all of you today. The game we're playing, as you all know, is one of Gothic horror. It takes place in the land of Barovia. So all of you, as you've already even noticed, Benji, everyone's from different worlds. Your character is probably from maybe like the standard Faerun land, as is maybe Nihilus and Ellen. We have two characters that have come from the lands of Eberron, and then we have another character Garrick, who's from the I don't know what their lands are called. They're from the Planewalkers from the Magic the Gathering source world, but he's from that. So all these. This multiverse, almost think of like I believe Ida said it best, is that when Strahd, this maybe it's Strahd, maybe it's just this land. It draws souls in from other places, and usually tests them, kind of puts them through these horrific conditions through the ringer, and survives that way to some extent. So our party is, as they left off before. Krias was in a tough situation. They are all in the mountains, the very cold, and you guys haven't even really start climbing the mountain. It's like the first layer. It's like the first day they just got past a built structure from the old, from that's been there for hundreds of years, from the old war, where the Order of the Silver Dragon fought with Strahd's minions and lost. This place was put up as some barrier, some protection from something that's hid in this corner of the land. Our party is taking this trip up the Gaucus Mountains into this extreme freezing terrain to find a ancient artifact that they've been told is here. Now, Strahd, the vampire that runs the land, believes that there are three that there is a staff, a wand of a great deity of death, and by having it, he can control death itself. And if he can control death, then he can control the Shadowfell, and he can probably free himself. And he promises great riches, or he promises all the things that these characters desire if they can find that source and bring it to him. That's really the source of. So there's a bunch of MacGuffins that these parties are out looking for, and this is the I believe you have one. They have one, and now this is the second one that they've been journeying to. And in that process, this giant bird in the last game, as we say, swooped up our Ranger Creus and carried him away. And the only person that was able to fly over and able to see what was happening and I stayed at a distance is Ellen. So at this point, Ellen, you don't, I imagine at any point in this, if you don't feel like you're in danger, you almost feel like you are a fly on the wall watching. The rest of the party did go and look like you guys went off the path of the road just a bit and were able to, and shortly within 10 or 15 minutes of travel time, you found another dead, ginormous bird, this other rock dead on the ground that looks like it had been killed by a dragon, clawed to death. And I think I felt like the party was like, nope, back to the road. We're not doing this anymore. And we literally just we left off in that moment. And we've been on like this 2-week hiatus. Is everybody in Roll20? Because it probably will play a much bigger role in tonight's episode. I don't know. It could, might not. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think.
Forgot about that dead thing.
Benji, are you on there yet?
Yep.
You are? Okay. Maybe I need to refresh because it's not showing.
I know. I was talking to Troy.
Benji so maybe Benji's not. Okay.
Yeah.
I just heard yep.
Yeah, my it's not I put in the link.
It didn't work.
Yeah, it just says not found.
Now let me send it to you. I'll send it in the chat. Maybe I left something off. Give me 1 second here.
Okay.
And then we'll get started. Invite players. Share link. That's weird.
Always gotta check if we're recording before I make offhand.
I am recording.
Like we are. So I will say, I will be nice.
There you go. Did you see that in the chat, Benji? That should get you.
Yeah.
Let me know if it does not.
Okay. I try this one.
Okay.
So Renee, you got that backup character just in case?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
All right.
We talked.
Damn,
I was like, who you got? How are we gonna meet him? I was like, hope we don't have to meet him, but how are we doing this? And I'll just wait.
Okay, I got it.
You got it. Okay, sweet. Then I think we are all good, and we can get into tonight's tale. And let's see. I'd like to go ahead and not open our scene here in the cold, freezing mountains of Gakis, but take ourselves to a land far away, somewhere distant, and somewhere where it's late in the day, but there's no heavy mist hanging around. We pick up on a road with trees bustling all around, the sun setting on the mountains in the distance, and not at all giving off that vibe of sinister nature. It seems like the forest is alive and teeming with wildlife, and birds chirp blissfully. And before us, we see a group traveling, 5 travelers, an elf, a human, a dwarf. They don't seem to be, they actually look like they might be friends. They might be commoners. You don't see any heavy battle axe on them or anything like that. Besides, their normal traveling pouch and gear. You might see a dagger on all of their hips just because it is the way of the land to have some type of protection. And in the distance, they see a figure walking towards them as that sun is slowly setting. And out of the shadows, this gray-figured, hooded, large humanoid appears, stops in the road and gestures for them to halt. And there, only thing we hear, there might have been a conversation, there might have been a back and forth exchange, but we hear clearly and audibly that figure asks for everyone there standing in the road to show him their teeth. This seems to be a very bizarre request from someone on the road. And you can see like the elf, she seems a bit concerned as she looks over at her human friend, her human male friend, and he kind of, they both all kind of step back and listen. We don't. What do you mean? Show us your teeth. You must understand. Like this must be. You're looking for someone. And as he smiles and just kind of giving that uncomfortable smile and laugh, he shows that the figure with the hood nods, assessing. You could tell that he was looking very particularly at each of their mouths. And then as we kind of are drawn back, we can see that the situation is seeming more tense. We can't hear what's being heard. Almost the conversation is muffled, but the tension is slowly rising. And suddenly, without any inclination or you don't see it coming, this figure lunges forward. And within a quick, we see him with quick movements, whether it be from a blade, seems to be a blade involved, as well as forceful hand movements. So magic seems to be a part of it. He dismantles all 5 of them within a matter of seconds. And the only one that is left at the end is the young female elf. She's coughing up blood as she's been stabbed. And as she lunges backward, he leans down over her and he said, and the only we hear him say, "I asked, show me your teeth." And he puts his hand and pulls back on her mouth and looks and checks her, her teeth are here, looking for what would appear to be canines, and doesn't see anything. And goes, and then finishes her off, slitting her throat. And as we goes through the motion, we don't see it. We just crash to black. And that is how, unfortunately, we open tonight's episode. With that, I will go ahead and share our credits here quick, as you all can kind of get ready and prepared mentally for what transpires today.
Is this just what the resurrection feels like? From the other side, from the other side, from the other
Welcome, everyone, all of you players, back to another episode of Dark Shadowdaze, Curse of Strahd. This is our villain campaign, and we'll go ahead and make our transition back to our party. Now, in this moment, the rock, this giant, huge, almost dark feathered, which maybe from if you were looking closely might come off as maybe an eagle of some type, is landing, and we can hear the calling, the chirping, but to Krius, it would probably sound quite unnerving. These large, almost like barking of these, almost hairless birds, waiting, literally anticipation, happy, ready to be fed. The wind is howling and picking up, bustling all around, and there in the distance, as the wind is becoming more torrential, becoming more heavy, even starting to test the magical power of your own, Ellen, to hold yourself up at bay. It's starting to get even almost more dangerous to fly. You see what appears to be Krius dead, as this creature lays it down in this giant nest at the top of the mountain. This also allows Ellen to understand that your overall position on the mountain, and it's too heavy to see. It's just too much wind and kind of like torrential snow. It's starting to pick up now, so you can't see exactly the path that leads, but you can tell that you were able to fly and follow this thing up to the very peak of the mountain that you all are traveling up to. It's hard to pick about where the actual roadway is, but you do know the general point that you came from, so you have a good idea of if you had to go back where your friends would be. Picking back up now here shortly with those actual companions, those friends, Ida, Garrick, and Nihilus. Just share with me briefly how I think I know how we ended, you guys seeing those bones, or seeing the carcass or the cadaver of the bird of the rock. What did you guys in that moment to decide to do next? Again, can you guys go ahead and tell me what you guys are maybe role playing at the moment?
Well, Nihilus is fully yelling at these two special companions that I have that like to think with their weapons sometimes. But we are in a forest. You might be able to track, but we can't keep up with these guys. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. The only way they're going to find us, there's no way we're going to cross paths. The only way they're going to be able to find us is if we go back to the road. It's the only landmark we know.
Fine, you have a point. What is dead is dead. You bring up a good point. No use in crying over spilled milk. Well, now, going then.
So we just leave them.
Is music and sound back for you all?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's fine.
I propose that we camp at the road and rest for a while and see if they find their way back down. If they don't meet us within the next 5 hours, then we move on without them.
Like you're thinking. Yes, I agree. We should at least give them a chance for them to catch up with us. If all we found here was a dead bird carcass and no sign of a dragon nearby. Yes, I agree. We should wait for them. The best move possible. As they say, the more the merrier. Or as I like to say, the more the useful.
Now let's just stop listening and started walking to the road.
And as Nihilus is ignoring Ida, as he often does, he often ignores very many members of his own party. We just gotta watch him kind of walk off, flip his dreads back, and continue on. You all do notice that it's almost, it's starting, the wind is picking up. It's starting to get harder to see ahead of you, but you do know the general direction back to the road. And after you did climb up the mountain. It was, at an incline, not a very tough incline, but you had to walk at that incline. And when you get maybe 200, yards away, kind of heading down through some of the rocky areas, there's a wooded area that you had to go through to get to that point where you found the body. So when you're in that wooded area, it's now starting to mist. If that fog or that wind, almost the combination of the two, obscures your vision, and there someone is appearing and walking through the mist. And as they are coming out of the mist, and as Krius's heart is racing as Ellen is watching as the birds are cawing and as the big rock kind of folds its wings back and puffs its chest out almost, and it nudges its children forward like, go ahead, feed. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh, goody.
And all right, so Ellen, what did you get? Oh, come on, D&D.
12.
12? All right.
Mhm.
Nihilus?
21.
21. Ida? 10. Garrick?
17.
17. Krius?
11.
All right. Quake?
19.
All right. All right. So, picking up on what we're going to do is retreat this. I don't know if you guys watched the last episode of the other parties and the way I used initiative in a way that it doesn't necessarily mean that there's combat. It just allows us to kind of put things in order since the party is in different locations. And so it just basically counts for what you're doing in that 6 seconds that Krius could be dying. Nihilus, you are up first. And you see this figure. It hasn't completely appeared. It is humanoid. It is large, though. I imagine it is from maybe your assessment right now. It looks like it could be close to 7 feet tall, and a bit foreboding. And similar, I imagine that Garrick is even taller, right? Because I think he's close to like almost 10, which is crazy. What do you do? 8.
Nihilus is definitely stopping and allowing Garrick to catch up to him at least. And he's yelling out, "Announce yourself, friend. We're not having the best day. So this might turn into a fight quickly."
And so then, as he says this, we cut away back to the rock peering down over its kids. And then it kind of head darts around through the wind this way, that way, as though maybe it's perceiving, constantly being cautious of its surrounding and its, and its haven for its kind, its children. And it makes a perception check. Can you give me a stealth check, Ellen?
Yes, I can. That's 10.
10. Okay, so it got a 14. And so Ellen, as you're now, can you give me also a perception check?
Yeah. 8.
8. Okay. And so for the most part, you seem to feel like you're at a safe distance from this creature and out of harm's way. But then you notice something. You notice the creature kind of turning over its shoulder and looking in your general direction and starting to seem as though getting agitated. And it goes, its wings go out like very large, and it keeps them out. And before it takes off, and it just goes, and it just kind of like, just screams into the void, almost trying to, and it sends a bit of a chill down your spine. After that, the figure slowly begins to emerge from the fog, is another Earth Genasi, with this shawl. Now, one thing, shawl over his shoulders, and like Garrick, dressed in a way, not heavily, bundled up like you all are with wolf pelts. And what does he say or do?
He says, "Good day, travelers. Would you do me a kind favor if I ask you of one?"
Looks like this one's polite.
And so, and actually, I'll allow if anyone wants to. I know that you guys. I'll allow you guys to respond as though you're not in any anyone who's there, like Ida or Garrick or Nihilus. You can feel free.
Kind of.
Nihilus is probably trying to stop them and make sure they're not approaching any closer. He's looking
Okay.
at Ida and Garrick and holding them where we are.
And Garrick, you're actually up.
on-
And Garrick, you're actually
Oh.
up next, so it's your turn if you do want to.
He's full on going hunter mode right now. He's like crouched down, moving.
Nihilus is attempting to hold him.
You're not the only one that can ignore people. He's full on. So he's stealth check or stealth roll. I'm assuming.
Yep, you can
He's
go ahead and give me
trying to like full on.
like
clever
sneak up
roll.
on this guy if he needs to. Is that what he's trying? Like he's trying
Just be hidden from him.
okay.
He just wants to be hidden from him.
Yeah, so give me a stealth
Well,
check and Garrick, not Quake, give me a perception check. Now,
Oh, that's gonna be probably easy to beat. I got a 14.
okay. Quake, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's you asked for perception, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me pull that up. Oh, there it is. Okay. 13.
13. All right.
I won.
Yeah, so it's like with all the wind, you see these figures walking towards you. There's actually kind of a couple rocky formations nearby, and before you see or able to get a good clear view of the Genasi like you might even saw the figure move, but then it's suddenly behind. It's dropped behind the clearance, which I imagine would probably maybe make you go into some, form of, I don't know, maybe, some tension, add some tension. But yeah, that's what you see. Do you say anything before I move to the next person in the...
Nope, he's just gonna observe.
Okay.
And see what happens to Nihilus.
Prius?
Imagine up there. My bad.
No? Were you going to say something, Nina?
Yeah, Ida's basically, I would imagine she's up there with Nihilus, just sort of rolling her eyes at Garrick, like, "Ugh, big baby, stop it."
And so as she mumbles that under her breath, we cut...
Look like, really? Really? Okay.
So-
Yeah, sure.
We then cut to Krius's body laying there in that giant straw-made structure with snow kind of compact and packed around it. His eye slowly closed. He starts to feel something pecking at him. It is the first baby striking. That's a 17. And I know he should have, because he's not moving, he should have advantage. I'm just going to roll once. But that should hit. I'm going to go ahead and give him... Oh, did you ever roll? How much did you roll his extra damage?
Oh,
Did you
roll a
ring
D6 for your health?
D6 to add a D6 to your
Oh.
health? Yeah.
No, I didn't. So let me do that really. Okay, so I'm at a total of 12 now.
Oh, nice. You got a 6. Well, you're back to 6 because you just took 6 damage from as you feel this thing pecking at you.
So I don't even need to change it in D&D.
Yeah. So you just like you wince as it starts pecking at the back of your your calf muscle, and you feel it tear, kind of like ripping through the leather at the meat, and then the other that encourages the other two to kind of move forward. One of the babies is seeming a bit scared, but the second one is now moving in. As this is happening, Ellen, it is your turn. But before I move to Ellen, can you? I know this is a terrible thing that's happening to you, but can you also give me a perception check, Krius?
All right. 18.
Okay, it's really high. So fighting through the pain and trying to, I imagine, prepare for what you're going to do, whether it's fight or flight, are you going to fight these things, or are you going to try to escape? You can tell kind of as you turn your head up, the mother is, it could be the mother, it could be the father as well, which one of the parents is distracted and has turned away from you, and you that gives you that lets you know that allows you to realize that the main thing is at least that its attention is not directly on you. And as you look over, you're face down, you look up and you see that, you look back down into the hay and the snow or whatever the stuff is crafted out of, you see that there is a green light down almost like arm's length. So the bottom of this entire nest is glowing an aura of green. And it is an aura of green that you have seen before. Actually, Krius, you were with the party. No, you were not with the party when they were at the session with the druids. You were not there yet. We didn't meet you until we got to the snow. So you're just seeing this green. That kind of gives it away to some of the party. So to the players, if you were watching this on screen, that glow is very similar to the glow that was in the structure of Strahd. Very similar to the glow that was in Baba Yaga's hut under the floorboards.
Oh, goody.
So Ellen, and Ellen, can you give me a perception check?
Sure. 14.
Okay. So you too can see a glint of like a glowing green, whatever that means to you. I imagine that, yes, you're the one that's there that's able to make that connection, right? You're like, I've seen that glow before. And while you guys have never acted on it, it's just now this recurring, thing that you're seeing around this land. So I don't necessarily expect you to act on it, but now you know it's there. Ellen, what do you do?
And do I have any idea how far away I am from this nest? I imagine it's pretty far.
Yes,
still.
you are. I would say that. Well, if you were on the top, if you could see this thing on the top of a mountain, what would be the distance? What would be I'll allow you to set your safe distance based on your vision that you would want to be from the situation. I doubt you could be any more than, say, 200 feet away, like somewhere between. But you can decide how far you are away. I will also go ahead and at this point share our board. With sound, it should continue to on. Uh-oh. Is it? No, it's sharing. Okay, wrong camera. Let's switch over. So this is where our party is as this figure is appearing through the fog. Garrick, our Genasi barbarian, I believe, and then Nihilus, who's got a fancy new painted miniature from Hero Forge with Allington right there, which you guys will be able to see.
Nice.
And then we got Garrick there with his giant axe, of course, towering 8 feet tall. Ida, Ketsuo, the cleric. Oh, and you have also ducked off behind the rock formation, so you are hidden there. And then we've got our figure that we've just met, Quake. And then if we pan over this direction, here is the craziness that is happening over here. And so, yes, Ellen, so I imagine, no, of course you're not like right there. So you're probably off in the distance behind this creature, and it's just kind of turned around and looked in your way. And you can't really tell if it can see you or not because it didn't react. It didn't fly at you. But like you said, it did. You definitely, from your perception skill checks, it definitely gave you the feeling that it was being protective, right? It was basically almost giving. If you've ever seen a bear or mama bear, say, "Don't fucking come closer," whoever you are.
Just hide in the snow. It's fine.
Exactly. That's an important question. On the ground, is it snow?
It seems to be a rocky area, and the elevation continues to get steeper and steeper from the top point. It is snowy, but it seems to be not a lot of. It is mostly mountain terrain. So as you can see, everything is rugged with snow across it, and it's heavily. There's a heavy layer of fresh snow over the ground. I guess if you're looking to maybe hide within a deep patch of that or something like that, it might be possible, but it's probably not as likely considering how rocky the terrain is. There could be. I mean, for Creus, you never know. He could find a patch, something outside of the nest. I don't know. It's possible.
Yeah. I was actually looking to avoid walking in snow.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking.
Since you're letting me also determine how far away I am, I'm going to say I swoop down because I'm still flying, but I'll come down to ground level and be within 120 feet. And I will.
But you're flying at ground level, or you're?
Oh, I am currently flying, but I'm going to use my movement to get to ground level
and land.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. How close are you? But stay 120 feet away.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would like to cast invisibility.
Okay. Now here's what I will say. Now I see what you were trying to ask me. 100. I don't think 100 feet is possible from the station point. So if I put you so imagine like this is the farthest point back before it goes to another layer. So I would say you'd probably be 5, 10, 15, 20. It's probably about 50 to 60 feet tops. If you had to land, if you're flying, you can be wherever you want to be.
Oh, that's actually fine. 50 feet is actually fine.
Okay, I'll just put you here so we can see you, but you're pretty, you're like 50 feet. Okay.
Yeah, so I do want to find an area that doesn't have a lot of snow, so I hopefully don't leave tracks.
Yeah.
I'm casting invisibility and then using my sorcerer skill to, once I'm invisible, move 10 feet.
Okay.
So that I will be hopefully not where this thing thinks I am.
So you turn invisible. And then you're gonna use sorcerer to move 10 feet in what direction?
To the left.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I totally thought you were about to fly away. I was like, "There's no way he's sticking around for Creus," but surprise, surprise.
Well, I mean, if I were metagaming, and yes, I'm kind of doing that. I do want to try to help him, but I also saw that glow in there.
Gotcha.
That seems like it's important. So, but that's all I can do at this point.
Okay, so because you went invisible, now visible creatures do still. I was actually reading that today. Still need to make the hide. So you cast a spell. Even though hide is typically an action, I'm going to allow this all to be like part of one turn. So can you just give me a stealth check?
Yeah.
You gonna let them get that as at advantage, or just normal?
I'm already giving him a hide. He just did invisibility. He just landed, so I'm gonna make it a regular check.
Yeah, it's not great. That's a 7.
Okay.
Rolling real great today.
I rolled pretty shitty, which is unfortunately because I gave myself I gave the creature disadvantage, and I had a nat 20 on the first roll, and a 2 on the second. So you literally beat me by 1. So the creature is like looking around, and as through the wind, almost like the way you like circled around, it kind of folds its wings back up, caws again. And then kind of nestles itself next to but it hasn't gone back to looking at its nest yet. So it's still sitting there. It's actually not its turn, so it can't move if it wanted to. Actually, I'll take that back. It's still kind of peering. It's still on alert. It has not gone. It's not relaxed its stance yet. But its attention is away from both you. Ellen and Creus at the given moment. So I'll just turn the creature way. Now, after that, we then move back. So Creus, it is your turn right after Ellen.
All right.
And then I know this is combat, so you can also feel free to be creative here outside of your normal things. If this is life or death, so I'm open to hear whatever you want to try.
So so there's two things right there. So he can see the glow, and that is below him, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
below your nest. Where that glow seems to be coming from.
Okay. Damn. Okay. So.
Of course, it's gonna die out on me. I'm totally waiting for you. Whatever you want to do.
Okay. So could he try and punch his way down through that nest, or is it too thick for him to even attempt it?
He might even be able to punch his way. He might even be able to reach down and grab whatever he thinks is below there. But it is an action, and he does have 3 creatures that are definitely paying attention to him. So yeah, if you took an action to to actually like kind of reach, well, I could say that's a bonus action to try to grab it. But the thing is, if you took a full action, it would probably be a guaranteed versus a bonus action that allow you to make a check. You could just make a athletics strength to just see if you can, like almost like punching down, like you said, and seeing if you find what it is that glow is coming from. So if you want to do that, I'll allow that.
Yeah, that 20.
Oh shit. Okay. So, Prius, describe what you imagine this thing is made up like a nest, and there's a lot of like broken branches from really large trees around the surrounding area that make this thing up. And as you reach your hand in there, it kind of starts to claw some of the bark, even though it's wet, claws at your arm, and you feel something. You can't believe it's right there. And as you clutch it, pull your arm back and look, there is a gem almost the size of your fist that you're holding, a green, shiny emerald, and it seems to glow with a magical property from inside it. There's no time to assess what it does or why it's even here, but you've got it. And as you grab it, give me an Arcana check.
Come on, DBI. $17.
Nice. And hold on 1 second. Gotta go for the. Sorry. Fell on the floor. Roll that again. Oh shit. Not 1. So, all right. Dice are in your favor today. So with that nat 1, what happens is you didn't feel like you did anything. You just grabbed it, and a kind of a surge of light almost blinds you for a second, but you're able to quickly close your eyes. The small little birds are not so lucky as this blast emits. It doesn't make a noise. Not when I say blast, it's not like it's whoosh. It's just it causing you to wince. It's literally just a bright light, and the birds running, they kind of chirp like they were, but they all jump back at the blast of it, and they kind of fall over prone. And seem a bit disoriented. That's what you got. So that was your bonus action, and that also took half of your movement speed.
Okay. So for the last of it, can I just kind of dump myself over and
try to get out of the nest, maybe?
Yeah. So then I guess if it's half, so then he's gonna just crawl 15 feet.
So he's crawling. So as he leaps over, is he crawling out this way? Is he trying to like crawl down the side of the?
He's trying to crawl down the side.
Yeah. So he ends up right there, face down, and
he's clutching that emerald. He's not letting that bad boy go.
Nice. And I imagine with all this, you don't. I don't. I wouldn't give you a percent, but I don't think it's really possible that you see where Ellen is. Right? He could be standing right next to you. I don't think you have a clue he is there. And of course, Ellen is seeing this emerald that he's holding. From there, we kind of switch back to the other scene, and we're back with Ada. Ida.
Fascinating. You seem a lot more polite than our other encounters. Alice, what's your read on him?
I mean, he's a strange man walking in the forest in a place that's hasn't been too nice overall. So I guess it depends on what that favor is, friend.
You there, sir. Where do you hail from?
Quake approaches, and as he approaches,
Stay there. Ida finger starts to glow. No, you stay there until we can fully decide whether or not to trust you. You make a move, and I will not hesitate to spill your guts on this snow.
I ask only simply to see your teeth, as well as your sneaky friend. And I is it can I cast a spell? Is it my turn?
It is not your turn though, so you cannot cast anything to do anything harmful necessarily to them, but you can talk to them. Ida, let me ask you this: what's your passive perception? What's everybody's passive perception who's here?
I've got a 13.
Okay.
10.
Okay.
Quick, I will say Nihilus is full on laughing at you right now, so you can see his teeth.
And so with that, Ida, is there anything else that you're doing?
Now, why exactly should I show my teeth to you? What exactly does it matter what teeth I have? Before you make a move, do state your reasons. Just know I won't.
I was asked while down in my cave by a mysterious voice to find a group of followers. The voice told me to look for Fangs.
Fangs? Oh, yes. You could be here for him. No. I'm pretty sure you've. Can I roll insight or something? Because I'm pretty sure, or can I just play off this? Because I'm pretty sure Ida knows what he's trying to.
You can play off of it. Yeah, you don't need to roll anything.
Yes. Now, was this voice masculine and very suave and charismatic?
Yes, he sounded very powerful. He told me it was time to emerge, and he would help me take revenge on those who walk above me. And he said to find his group of followers and to look for the Fangs. So I ask again, please show me your teeth.
No, you misunderstand him. What you have just encountered was the vampire known as Strahd. We are, I guess, his followers. We're the Fangs of Strahd. We don't literally have fangs. That's the name of this group, the Fangs of Strahd. Obviously, if Strahd sent you here, you're here to help us. No.
Then I will. I will join you if you are truly his followers.
Yes.
On that cue, suddenly as you're talking, there's a bit of like jingling. You hear like something jingles in the woods to your left, and then you hear a little snicker, and before you can notice it, you see something standing on a branch in the tree, a small goblin-like creature, hooded, and it waves its hand. Both anyone within a 10-foot radius, those two being Nihilus and both Ida, you need to give me a wisdom saving throw.
Is this guy trying to put us to sleep?
It's not the guy in front of you. I don't know what I can't tell
It's
you.
not a saving throw for sleep anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Battle Royale.
I have advantage on all wisdom saves.
Okay.
Now it's
fine.
got a 15.
All right.
Ida got an 8.
She got an 18. And then what did Nihilus get?
15.
Okay. And then so you both saved. So you suddenly, as you're talking, all of everything that Quake is, this character, this person standing in front of you, everything that comes out of his mouth seems to muddle. It seems to not make sense. Your own thoughts don't make sense. And you quickly realize that, Ida, that this thing is trying to cast some kind of, trying to like confuse your thoughts and destroy, and suddenly you're able to, it's not strong enough, so you're able to, both you and Nihilus are able to force it back and force this power out of your mind. As that settles, suddenly that is when the next attack comes from the woods, as arrows just come flying out through the trees. And they were all directed at, the first shots are all directed at Ida. And
Got a high AC.
I got a 20, I got a 19, 22, 8,
Okay.
and an 11. So how many of those? I think the first 3 were really high. Does the 19?
AC of 18, so 3 out of the 5.
3 out of the 5 hit. So you're gonna take 13 damage, Ida. And Nihilus, you see the creatures that are doing this, and they appear to be all hooded, robed goblins. Literally at what, level 6, you guys are being attacked by what appear to be goblins. Snickering from high within the trees, holding their own. So there was at least 5 shots that came from that direction. 1, 2, 3.
So, can I react or something?
You have a reaction?
Okay. So
Because remember,
no.
we're just in regular combat, so
So they got the jump on us.
they got the jump on you guys. That's your passive perceptions were low enough, and you were definitely very busy talking to. And then all of them, as quickly as they fire, they shuffle in the trees using their bonus actions to hide. As they hide, whoever has all of you can you can all make a perceptionist check to see who can actually spot them. They hide as a group, so you can either spot all of them or you lose none of them. So all of you that can see, including Garrick, can try to test against them.
The 16 from Nihilus.
21 for.
They got a 25 to hide.
And that 20 for me. Jeez.
They didn't let me rest.
So I am going to allow, I know like Nat 20, sometimes they don't always beat. Garrick, you actually can see them shuffling, so you can see them. You can probably call them out, but it doesn't necessarily, you'd have to spend, maybe your bonus action to call them out for someone else. But then they shuffle, and then they hide. So does the one that just came out and cast a spell. He hides as well. As this happens...
Oh, this is adorable. They think they can hide. I think I'm happy I packed this spell.
We're back at the top. It's round 2. Nihilus, you're up.
Hit him.
Nihilus, in the general vicinity of where he saw just the cluster of them when they attacked us, is going to go ahead and cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
It's a 20-foot cube.
Yep. So 20.
I'm assuming they didn't go that far. They just hid. So.
They're moving across the, So now here's the thing about Fairy Fire. I like the idea. So what I would say is that because they're hiding amongst there would still be light above the trees, but I'm at how much would that light actually spot them. So Fairy Fire, would it cast it's 3 of them, right? Or just one that's a 20-foot radius?
It's one 20-foot cube. So it's 20-foot size, yeah.
Got it.
And
So
anything inside of it just starts glowing unless it makes a dex save.
Oh, anything inside of it starts glowing. Got it. That's the part of it that I forgot. So thank you for clarifying that. So I'll say that you either wherever I put it, you're going to get a good majority of them. So I'll say here, you get 1, 2. You're able to get 4. Yeah, wherever I put it, it seems like you get no more than 4. So you get 4 of them, including though the spellcaster, and you see the bodies like start to glow within the tree line. So you can see where they are moving amongst the branches.
Oh, it's a
setting
DC
up to
16
take-
deck save, so technically I
Oh,
wouldn't
okay.
get them.
I still get to got it. So
So the
this
trees
is
would
for,
glow, but they don't necessarily glow.
Oh, they don't. So wait, it's a deck save for all of
Yeah,
us.
so they can dodge it when they see
Got
it
it.
cast.
So the spellcaster. Let's see if you got this. Rolled a 11, and I need to probably be 5th. So I don't know what. Let me see the spell casting.
It's got to be a 16, so probably not.
No.
Unless he has proficiency in.
Not gonna do it. Let's see. Nope, not proficient. And then roll for the other group. That's not gonna do it. So yeah, you got them. You can see all the 4. So lighting them up in those tree lines. As you do that, if you got anything else left in your turn, but you definitely have
Now this is just gonna back up a little bit towards that rock formation to try to get a little bit of cover since they're doing the same. They look like they want to snipe it.
Yeah.
We can play that game.
As that happens, we go back to the creature, the eagle. I'm gonna roll. So the what was the last stealth check? So I definitely know that Ellen is invisible. Did you do did I make you do a stealth check or just had you crawl out? I think I just
I did a stealth check.
No, I'm talking about
you're asking for this.
For Krius. I think you just crawled out. So Krius, can you give me an advantage stealth check? It is an advantage.
Sweet. All right.
And the creatures is going to be at disadvantage. Uh-oh. Well, it's not bad. It's not great. Let me see what perception.
So which one do you want? You want the 21 or the 24?
Oh, nice. All right, I'll take the 24. He rolled disadvantage and he still got 15, so that's good. So the creature like turns around and sees it, and its children are like pecking, like ah, ah. They start making a bunch of noise, like ah, ah, like mama. The thing turns around and realizes, kind of looks around, and starts to flap its wing and starts to lift off, and hover over the space. But the wind is kicking up. It's making it very difficult, even for this creature. And for a moment there, it just hovers, looking for where the prey may have gone. After that is when suddenly there is a bit of jingling from the tree line as these. They like all like talking gibberish, but it's definitely another language. Like they kind of like a call to arms, and as these things come rushing out towards you, Quake, I don't know if you've encountered goblins from back home wherever you are, but these things seem ferocious. They don't seem to be the same, and they are heavily cloaked. They're all hooded. They've got all that you can mostly see is their beady red eyes and their long hooked noses. And they carry, and all of them seem to jingle. Chains seem to hang off of them, whether they're whipping and trying to hit you with a chain or using a cleaver, large cleavers or large scimitars. They come in for an attack. So as they rush forward, the first goblin will take 2 attacks on Quake. Yes, it attacks twice. It's a 2-attack goblin.
Wow.
But it rolled 2 3s, so 2 7s. They're not going to hit you. So first one attacks. Second one attacks. That's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 on that second one. The third one, both of those aren't going to hit. Fourth one, That's a nat 20 on one and a miss on the other. So you got one hit and a nat 20. And that last one is a 13, 17, and a 14. Does the 14 hit?
Oh,
This is on you, Quake. They're all attacks towards you. You're just being rushed by a mob of angry goblins.
okay. So did I take damage?
I just want to know what your AC is.
Oh, 16.
16. Okay, so I think so. That would have been 2, 3. So yeah, so 16. Then those 3 would have hit you. The 3 of them. So somebody heard me wrong there.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So if I call them out, just let me know as I was calling out those attacks. So 3 hits. One was a nat 20. So that's going to be a double dice. So there's going to be 4 d6s rolled for damage. And so I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total damage. But I add the modifiers on top. So 11 for the 3 that hit you. 17 damage, 17 total slashing damage from the goblins. And as they slice into you, as quickly as they rush into you, what you realize is they're like leaping onto your shoulders. You're trying to throw them off. They're little buggers, and you ever encountered goblins before? Their skin is not green. It seems to be pale, very pale, and they jingle. Those chains kind of move, but they also seem to be able to like wrap those chains and then move very quietly. But when they attack, they jingle again. So it's this weird sensation. You even notice that a few of them have little bells hanging off that make noise sometimes and then don't others. And as quickly as they attack, they all disengage back into the trees. Now they don't hide, but they disengage away from you and stay at a distance. So that's their free action to disengage from you. It is now Quake, it's your turn.
Okay. What is their distance? Are they about?
They moved about 30 feet away from you.
30 feet?
Yep. So that's yep. So that's like 6 inches. So I moved them. Yep. Everybody's about 5. Shouldn't have. I'll put those back up. But they're about 30 feet away.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Maybe even less. I mean, you could probably get to the one of them within 25 feet. The first one within 25 feet.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm going to cast. I'm gonna cast. I guess I'll cast Firebolt on. I mean, can I see them?
You can see them. They didn't go high. They didn't go high. They just disengaged so that you couldn't like. They don't get like a. What do you call it? They don't get a opportunity of attack when they move away. And actually, they moved almost 30. So I'm actually cheating by saying that they would not have been able to move that far. They would have actually, if they say it's 25, then yeah, with the attack, they'd be like within 5 feet. So I take that back. I would say they were kind of moving to disengage because I did say they moved about 30 feet, so I'll have to stick with that. I think the closest one was like 25 feet. So maybe one of them gets away, but all of them are in striking distance. But you can tell they're kind of trying to hit and move. So you do get a chance to strike as they're kind of moving away.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Firebolt on one of them.
Okay, go for it. Yep, they're regular. They're for all intents and purposes, shouldn't be hard to hit. Actually, goblins are their AC's pretty decent. So.
So doesn't he get advantage since they've been lit up by fairy fire?
They're not. These guys have
the ones in the trees.
You hit the ones in the trees over here. These are the fairy fire ones.
Yeah.
So yeah, let me pull out my marker so I can mark that tree line. But these are the trees that have the fairy fire on them.
Oh, okay. I got a 20.
20. That does hit. Go ahead and roll your damage and let's see what you get.
Oh wow, I got a 1.
Plus your strength and proficiency modifier. What's the?
Oh, my strength.
So on your character sheet, so the way your damage right after you hit something, you're gonna use strength plus your level 6, right? So your proficiency. You guys are all like plus 3.
Plus 3.
Plus 3. So it'd be plus 3. And what are you attacking with? What kind of weapon?
I'm using. I cast.
Oh, you cast. I'm sorry. So it would be your proficiency plus your spell casting. What do you spell cast with, Benji?
What's your class?
What's your class? Yeah.
He's
Oh,
bard sorcerer.
So charisma.
Charisma. So what's your charisma modifier?
It is +1.
Okay. So
Benji, did you roll a modified 20 or did you roll a 20 on the dice?
yeah.
I rolled a 17 plus 3.
So your 17 is so your charisma is what? +3?
Benji, what level are you?
Looking at his sheet, he's got a +3 to firebolt. So 1d10. 100.
Because it's.
But
It
when
should
you
be
have
he's level 4. Got it.
why? Oh, you should be level 6.
Yeah, he should have a
okay.
+3 modifier, +3 proficiency.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it should be a +4 to hit.
Okay.
That doesn't matter as much, but you're gonna have
So
firebolt is
I
what,
thought
just
I
a
thought I
straight
told you that it was a
2d10?
level 6 game. So we'll have to get you leveled up.
I'm pretty sure it's just 2d10 at your level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. So
Uh,
2d
Huh.
2d10 damage.
Or I'm sorry, d10's crazy. It's probably 2d8.
Yeah. So I was like, man, that's a lot.
No, firebolt is one of the higher
Is it?
That's a D10.
trips.
Okay,
it's a
well, yeah.
D10.
And it does level up after 5, right?
Yeah.
Oh, but he's a sorcerer too, so I don't know. Is it character
No,
level or is it
it's flat
it's
level.
character level? Got
Yeah,
it.
character level.
I'm gonna change out his armor though. He doesn't have proficiency of heavy armor, only light. That's giving him disadvantage on his dex checks.
What? We'll fix it later, Shay.
Yeah, I'm looking at his.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We'll fix it after the
I'm
game.
opening it right now so I can look at it, see what you got going here.
Yeah, you might want to change out that heavy armor.
Yeah,
So you
no,
can
we'll fix
just
it.
roll, you can just roll another D10 and add 1 plus whatever you roll.
Okay, so D10.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
No, it's
I
all good.
No
thought it
worries, man. We've all
Yeah, I
been there.
thought it was.
Yep. So +3. Yeah, I see it. So 1d10. Okay, so go ahead, give me the damage.
Well, I mean, not
Okay.
me. I was born a genius. Most of us have been there.
Oh, okay.
It's a
It's because he Black Jesus. That's why.
Oh man. What'd you get?
I got a. Oh, sorry. I got the 100. Sorry.
It's okay. It's the
That was
same
100.
thing. It's still gonna be. If you got a 60, it's gonna be 6 damage. If you got a 0, then it's gonna be 2.
I got 7.
7.
8.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, so it's 8 total.
8 total.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I thought it was level 4. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. You should be able to hold your own for this game. We'll keep you at level 4 for now. So as you blast and hit this creature, you throw one of them back. It takes some of that damage, but surprisingly, where you would normally expect this thing to die, it kind of, the fire that burns it, kind of whips around and continues, kind of grins at you, and prepares to continue to come back at you. So, Quake. We then move to Garrick.
How far would you say he is from that little group in front of Quake?
Yep. We're looking at
4.
This is this here is
Teleportation.
this is 60 feet. This is about
Oh,
60
godly.
feet. So
It's that force perspective. It looks super far.
yeah, 5, 10, 15. So about 45 feet from where you are, Garrick.
All right, that's all I needed to know. He will move 40 feet.
Yep.
That is his movement speed. And
Okay.
as he runs over there, he's going to go into a rage.
Okay.
And he's going to take out his brand new axe that he got from this fucking dope ass gargoyle and reckless swing the living shit out of him.
Nice. Go ahead, make your attack. And whenever I use like minion type creatures or goblin stuff, I do use the cleave rules, meaning that if you do damage carries over into other creatures, as long as they're within a short distance.
The first attack is 26.
For sure.
And let's see if the second one hits.
The thing sees you coming like, no!
21 for the second attack. So
Okay.
here's the damage on the first one.
All right.
We're just gonna yell like, keep one of them alive. I want to interrogate one of them.
And I'm not tracking all I'm tracking all their hit points like a mob, right? So like as they drop off, it's like one big clump of hit points.
That is 12 slashing on the first attack.
Okay.
And the
Jeez.
second attack.
Ada, you don't speak Goblin.
The second attack is 20.
20 damage.
Yeah.
Jeez. So you kill 2 of them. So what does it look like as you murder the first 2 you get within 5 feet of?
Full on like guts from Berserker, just power swing through. And it's just a mist.
Yes. I wish I had little blood splatters I could put on the white snow, but like, yeah, the blood just kind of cascades down like rain through the wind and the snow. 2 of them are down. The other, the 3 that are left look in shock and appear to be as though they're trying to disengage away from Quake and you. This is when we go from Garrick, unless there's something else you're going to do, we go back to
Nope.
The little baby eagle that is crying off in its nest, cawing around. Let's see. I'm going to give it randomize this one. I think this is the one that was very hungry and definitely wanted, that one that got a taste of blood. I am going to have it make, it's going to be random. So 11 and up, I think it tries to get out of the nest and go hunting. Anything below that, it stays where it is.
You want that Krius pork loin.
It rolls a 2. So while it is hungry and it's definitely ferocious, it's not willing to try to clamber over. You know, maybe its instinct knows that it probably won't last very long outside of or maybe even the mother kind of swoops down or stops it, but the baby does not leave the nest. We then move to Ellen.
Did we? I hate to ask this, but did we skip the rock?
We didn't. Because I had it fly. I had it fly after Nihilus. I had it fly up, and you guys, I believe, on this turn, it was the same turn that Krius gave me a strong stealth check, and so the creature just kind of is looking around, but hovering over. It is concerned. But it also doesn't see its children in danger, but it's kind of scanning right now, looking for its prey. So that's what I did with its turn. Unless I'm wrong, that's what I remember doing because it was right after Nihilus. So I don't think we skipped it. So I appreciate you being honest. I think if anything, I might have skipped the other 2 eagles, but I don't think last turn. But they might not have been able to get to anyone. So it's. They're not really eagles, but the babies. So Ellen, you're up.
Okay. Yeah, and I asked this because I was trying to track the turns really closely.
Yeah. Okay, I got you. It's turn 2 right now. Yep.
Okay. While I'm still invisible, I am going to try to meet up with Krius. I don't know how far he is from me.
He's literally within this is you, by the way. You're this invisible thing.
Oh, yeah.
So you show up. And so you move over to him, and I don't know, what do you do? I'll almost make this like a role-playing moment if you'd like.
Okay, and I will whisper, Krius, I'm here with you. I have a distraction in mind if you can get away. And I will, it's not possible to hold my movement, right? I would have to...
It's not possible to really hold your movement. You can hold you can only hold your act. Well, I guess you can only hold your action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will, having said that, I will move directly away from the nest.
Okay.
And I will hold an action. If the rock comes after us, I will cast a spell.
When you say move away, are you moving vertically across this way, or are you trying to move down? Because I know this is all hard to see, but you have to imagine that this is the top of a mountain. So you guys trying to move down, or just moving to another side and watching what he's doing? What are you doing?
And I get it. I think I would want to try to move down the mountain.
Yeah.
I'm mostly concerned with just getting distance away from the nest.
So then you start your descent, and it is a treacherous climb. And as you start it, you have to hold on. And you being a sorcerer, I know you've been big on boats and been on the sea. But this is a whole nother animal. Can you give me a athletics? I know that's a strength base because you're just holding your body and trying to move down.
That is fine. I actually have proficiency in athletics.
Nice.
Yeah. That is a 21.
Nice. So you are almost gracefully, scaling and leaping and grabbing onto a rock, holding yourself. The wind is howling and picking up, lending itself to the situation in terms of this rock trying to find you all. Prius, you're up.
So Krius, having heard Ellen, is going to just kind of turn and in the nest cast silence.
All right. So the nest. Do I need to make a saving throw for that, or I imagine that there's some kind of sailing, or no?
No, I think silence is just an area of effect.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's 120 foot.
And they just can't hear, right? So they
Right,
just,
and anything that goes in there is deafened.
They're just deafened. And what's their area effect again?
It's 20 foot.
Oh, okay. So that's pretty much the whole nest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking at a 20-foot
Yeah.
20-foot radius. Look,
20 foot radius.
Yeah. And
And then any creatures that are in there or move into it are deafened while entirely inside of it.
They can't hear, and you can't hear them.
Yeah. So you're successful in that. They're kind of I kind of look around, confused, and they're like, and now people can hear outside of it, right? They just can't hear inside. Like, do you hear them inside of it?
Mm-mm.
So it's just they're not emitting any more sound. Okay, got it. And so they start to their mom, making nothing, emitting no noise, no sound from that area. The wind stops in that area. It is all encompassing.
Take that, little bastards.
Okay, and I'll make a roll for perception there. And then we move from that situation. It would have been the other two eagles, the creatures, the other two birds. They just continue to cry out for each one of those cries up to their mom. Ida, you are up. Back to you.
Alright, Ida yells out, I swear to God, if you leave none of them alive, I will slay you all. Try and keep one of them alive, please. I want to get some info out of these things. And Ida is clearly seeing the ones in front of her. She is going to go and cast... Yeah, okay. She's going to cast... Yeah, okay, she's going to go...
Remember, you got the 4 and you got the 1 that's a spellcaster as well.
At the spellcaster, she's going to go and cast... Let's see here... See, hasn't lost any health. So yeah, she's gonna cast Sacred Flame against that thing, the spellcaster.
That's a ranged attack, right? You got it, because it can't be more than 30, 40 feet, right? So, yep.
At the spellcaster, like, well, now you're awfully cute.
Because remember, that's 40 feet, right? Well, I know, I'm sorry, I'm in the camera, but that's 40 feet right there. So,
Sacred Flame on this thing. So gotta succeed a dex of 14.
Yep, you got it. And I'm using my metal dice that Jason gave me. I see how it's been betraying me so far. I see what you did there. No, actually, they're rolling pretty decent. I've been rolling in a combination with my other metal. This is my first day ever using metal dice because you gave me metal dice and my other player gave me 2 batches of metal dice. So I'm using all metal today. So I like them. They're weighted. They don't roll as much, so they there's always this. Yeah. So you always feel like you might be cheated out of whatever they land on. You're like, come on, but it's the same. So yes, I rolled a 9, and that's going to be, I'm sure, going to be a fail if I add. Because what kind of a save was it?
It's a dex.
Oh yeah, yes, I would fail that.
Okay, yeah, it takes 7 radiant.
7 radiant.
And then bonus action, she's gonna spawn her spiritual weapon right on top of this thing to take a big old cleave at it. She summons her big old giant glowing golden axe to take a big old swing at it.
All right. and I will find the axe. But until I do, I'll put out the hammer. So as the axe glistens and rages to life, the little creature goes blah, 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 and does this back and just nullifies all damage you just gave it. So it will not take that 7 as a reaction. and it like cackles, and it seems to make like these little different colored bells that with they seem to be painted, each one of the little old school bells, but the paint is chipping off, even if you can see that far, that as it moves in the trees.
The damage of my spiritual weapon.
You can hit it with your spiritual weapon, but it nullified the damage of the sacred flame.
Okay, yeah, no. Her axe is spawning right on top of this thing.
Yep.
And it's got a 20 to hit.
Okay.
And that's 4 force damage.
Oh shit! Well, probably should have nullified that one. Go for it.
So this thing takes a big old swing at him. Well, that wasn't very nice of you.
So what'd you get? Oh.
20 to hit, 4
Okay.
force damage.
That hit and 4 force damage.
Yeah.
Okay, so it takes 4, and it's lingering. So as it slams into it, it gets blasted back, and I'm gonna have it try to hold on to a tree, make a dex save of 15 or more, and it rolls a 2. So he goes tumbling down the branches, slamming prone, and taking 2d6 damage from the fall, which would kill him. And so you see the body crunch against the ground, and you see the life leaving the goblin, as that goblin is no more.
All right, I forgot I had advantage that thing was glowing.
I mean, you still killed it. I mean,
It's dead. Yeah, like
Fire. But no, this thing's dead either way, and I'm done.
all right. As that happens, Ida, where were we at? Okay, so then this is when another round of goblin fire from our goblins above come forward, and they are going to focus this time all of their shots on Nihilus. So I got that's going to miss. I can just pick out the ones I know are going to hit. The 18 is probably going to hit. The 15 is probably going to hit 8. 12 is probably not going to hit.
Nope.
And 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 might hit.
That hits. So 3.
So 3. And then those 3s are...
If you can give them to me individually, because I have to make saves.
Oh, yeah. 6, 8, and then another 8, and then 3. So 2 8 damage, and then 3 damage. So the arrows start to ring out.
All right, 19 total, and I somehow maintain concentration.
Okay. so arrows swing out as they go hitting. Yeah, that's it from them. And then so suddenly, I need a perception check from Nihilus and Ida.
Just a 6.
Okay. Ida, did you hear? Maybe she's not there. Maybe probably stepped away from the table. So I'll have Ida do. So what I'll say with the 6, nothing happens. We will move on. Top of round 3. We are back at the top. Nihilus, it's on you.
All right, Nihilus is going to go ahead, and there are 3 more that are glowing, right?
Yes.
So Nihilus is going to go ahead and take an aim with Eldritch Blast at one of those.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 20 to hit for 13 damage.
Okay. 20 to hit.
Still alive?
13. No, not at all. For 13, so that will be. Hold on.
All right.
Those.
Aiming at one of his buddies. That's a 20 to hit for 14 damage.
So your Eldritch Blast clips one of the other ones, seeing as them using the carryover speed that's right next to him. So, Bloom, this guy gets hit. He's still alive, so I imagine you're hitting him again, right? Because he's just barely hanging on as he gets blasted.
So 27 damage total.
Oh well, yeah, he's gone. And there were 4 total that were lit up, right?
Yeah, so there's one more that's lit up in the forest.
They're
I don't
all
know
dead.
if there's more that aren't lit up. But yeah.
So those guys are gone. There's a few others that are they did the same thing. They poked out, they shot. So there'll pretty much be only one more that is over here, still in a tree line. He would have tried to hide. So with you guys being observant, you want to get out. I was gonna get can I get a perception check from you, Nihilus, and from Ida? This is to see if you can find if this guy got away with the hide.
How's in that one?
Spotted him. He's not hiding.
He is trying to hide.
16.
Because they automatically have a free bonus action to try to hide. What'd you get? Okay, so he's not hiding. In addition to that, what you notice is that as he is trying to hide, you see you notice the breath as it left that last little goblin that was casting the spell. Something, his eyes, just something about him, Ida, seemed different. And then the goblin that you just see that is not hidden, standing on the tree, kind of like his chest puffs out, almost like something entered it, as though he's possessed. And then he cackles in the same exact manner as the one that just died. So, for intents and purposes, we'll replace these two.
Ida sees it. You've got to be shitting me. All right, make sure you keep one of them alive. I want to interrogate the spirits.
We're killing them all.
Fine, whatever. Kill them, don't kill them. I would at least like to get some info out of them before we do kill them.
The spellcaster's body hopping. We're killing them.
And so the after Nihilus, the rock kind of flies down, and because it's noticed what's going on with his children, it's like paying attention to them for this round, because it can't hear them, so it is concerned, and so it moves in and immediately goes in to kind of comfort, and then kind of steps back. Now, I'm going to make this perception check, and I'm going to make it very clear what I'm making this for. I think this creature this entire time has been concerned with its well-being of its family, but I want to see if it is just noticing that its ruby or this gem is gone. It's an 18 check. It's a perception check. Wow. Oh, I thought that was a 1. Oh, no, that's a 1. So it spends its entire turn like comforting these children. And the last thing that Creus might see looking through the wind is it just wrapping, because it's an animal. It doesn't have the same type of intelligence to understand why it can't hear its children. So it just kind of is like pecking at them and like wraps them around in its wings almost lovingly, to the point where it closes in, and that's the last thing you see of it. It's just sitting there holding them like that.
And now they're all deafened.
Yeah, so now it's definitely, so it doesn't hear you while it's leaned in. So that moves us down towards our goblin attackers, who are over here with Garrick. So as they're trying to like move away, deciding if they should run or go, I'm gonna make it random. Okay, so they will take free disengage actions and move as far away as possible, about 30 feet. And as they move into the trees, as they're running, these shrouded little cloths, they whip around and fire shots back at Quake. Rolling a 13, a 8, and a 11. Does the 13 or 11 hit? What?
I got one thing.
Yep.
I'm going to opportunity attack one of them because I have Sentinel.
Okay.
Sentinel gets rid of that.
Got it.
So reckless.
And none of you speak Goblin, right?
If we manage to capture one alive, Ida can interrogate them.
Why
Do you speak Goblin?
Yeah, that's what
I have the comprehend.
Glishtar. As
Well,
long
let's not start metagaming. I just asked if you. And the only reason I asked that, I'm just asking because if you're fighting these creatures and then they're chatting with each other, I wanted to know if you guys would understanding anything that's being said. I'm not necessarily trying to lead you down the road of having a conversation with one of them, but I did hear that Ida said she wanted to interrogate one. So
Yes.
that's
You
fine.
can try.
23 to hit for the opportunity attack.
That's a hit.
and damage is going to be 15.
Jeez.
And I would like to hit him with the side of the axe, not the actual blade itself, to try and knock it out.
Jeez. So you're able to cleave through, kill one, and then strike another on the way out. So 2 of them die, leaving only one running for the heels back there. Yeah. So if there's anyone to flare, you want to put you so almost like I imagine that the back of the axe slams into as you're swinging it, slams into one of his like the skulls and kind of cracks it from behind. And as he collapses, you just lop off the head of the one in front of you, and it rolls. And the one at the top turns around and goes, like it looks like it's like curses at you. And can you give me a insight check?
Oh,
Krampus.
because. Okay. Nope, that's a 9.
It's a 9. Okay, so yeah, it's just gibberish that this thing is mouthing off. Actually, you're there as well, so I can take one insight check from Quake as well.
Okay. Okay, insight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, where is it? Oh, here it is. I got 6.
Okay, so neither of you know what's going on with this thing.
No.
That's it. So it moves on away from those goblins, and then Quake, it is your turn though. So what you'd like to do is that one is cursing at you. And there's also the ones over here too, so you can decide.
What would you say is the 60-foot range? Would that be all of them? Would that be all of the goblins?
50-foot range.
60.
60?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can attack anyone on the board from 50 with a 60-foot range.
Okay.
Remember 60. I know that just 60 is this right here. You see where I'm holding the back. So you got all of that range there and all that range on this side. So it's a good amount. Yeah. That's why in these small little areas, I don't really go crazy over range because you can almost get most spells get where they need to go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use the. You said they had chains on their.
Yes, they do.
I want to target their chains and use heat metal.
Okay. So no. Oh, but you can do it to just one of them, right?
Oh, just one.
Well, what heat metal is you have to. It's a target. It's just one.
Oh, okay. Then I'll target the one that's going crazy over there in the
Okay.
yelling gibberish.
Yep. So read through it. What is it? What does the spell ask of me to do as the DM for the creature? You have to make I believe there's a save of some type.
Are the chains attached to his person? Like, are they like around his wrists?
They are.
And there is no save.
Okay. You just take. Yeah. So then go ahead and roll your damage according to what the spell rules tell you, Benji.
Okay. It says I roll 3d8 and then it says 3d8.
3d8. Okay. Give me 3d8. Tell me what you get. That could
17.
17 damage. Ooh, so he is suddenly you see the chain start to heat up and he like whips his cloak off and you see this little albino goblin with red eyes. And as he whips his cloak off, as it begins to burn, he throws it down. He's heating. He's trying to, he's casting off the chains that are wrapped around him and they're hanging on them of those little bells. And he's got like a little loincloth wrapped around him. And he turns away from you to run, and scrawled on his back there are little scarrings in his back, and you can't tell. All you can see is that they look like little stick figures of people, and there's a bunch of them on his back, like a good 20 on his back, scarred across, almost like notches on a belt, like that. Maybe that's what it means. You don't know. But that's what it makes you think of. and he's barely hanging on as he's trying to disappear into the mist beyond. After Quake does that, we move to Garrick. Oh wait, do we ever? Garrick already. That was an opportunity of attack, correct?
Yeah. That was
Did
an
you make
opportunity
two?
attack.
Oh, that was on one attack. You
That
killed.
was on one attack.
Got it. Garrett, it's your turn.
How far is Burning Man over there?
he's 30 feet away from you.
All right. Garrick's gonna run towards it and full on tackle the guy, trying to grapple him.
All right.
Just takes his right hand, meaty claw, and just like grabs his head and throws it into the ground to like subdue him.
-1 to strength. I got a 7.
I have advantage on these.
I doubt you will not grab him.
21.
Yeah, so as you just literally you don't even grapple him. I mean, it's not like a tackle. You literally just reach out and snatch him by whatever part you want to hold him by, whichever limb, neck, and he has nowhere to go.
Can I just like Michael Jordan palm him
Yeah.
and just be like, got one.
I get you for this.
And as Garrick snatches it up, is there anything else you want to do with it? Or did you...
I'm just gonna hold on to him real tight and like turn around and face the group.
Alice is very surprised, but kind of proud of him.
Ellen, you are still descending the mountain through the snow and all that. We're back on you.
Okay, and I am ahead of.
You're
Cryas.
ahead of Cryas at this point, going down the mountain. It's just you and him at this point. I imagine you're trying to watch him. I don't know if you still have, you need more flight. Otherwise, you guys could just take a long trek down. It doesn't seem like you are in any immediate threat from the creature itself.
Okay, if that is the case, I will go back up to him. I'm suspicious about flying away.
Okay.
So I will identify myself still because I'm invisible, like Cryas in here. And I will touch him and cast invisibility at 3rd level so that we both are invisible.
Nice. I am going to. I know that let's see. We're moving through. Then we would move back to. So, Cryas, you are next.
So he's pretty bad. He's gonna thank Ellen for doing that and said, thanks. And then he's going to underneath. He had it tucked, like a really good running back. And then he shows him the emerald. And while he's showing him, he's going to cast Cure Wounds on himself because he's pretty bad right now.
Oh,
Nice.
can we possibly then flip that around because casting Cure Wounds is going to take away invisibility?
It will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
also, you're holding up an invisible item to an invisible guy. But-
Look at
this
this.
is why he's holding up nothing.
Well,
I'll still be invisible, but
if you guys are still scaling, then in the next turn you'd probably scale another 30 feet, and this creature, it's on the another side of this mountain, so this thing is not looking at you. It's out of sight. So even if he did show it, I don't think that it would be through all the blazing cold. I don't think this thing sees you doing that. It would just be a little green dot on this. Now, yes, it is. You are still taking a risk there, but for all intents and purposes, it's a very slim chance of this thing seeing us at this point, from my perspective. So just allow you to kind of role play a little bit before I move on. If not, then we move back to Ida.
Ida's gonna saunter up to the.
There's another one alive that is laughing at us
Yeah.
in the trees.
Ida is gonna go move her spiritual weapon over to that thing to take a swing at it.
All right. Okay. Yep. Go ahead and make the attack.
Oh wait, crap! Advantage. I forgot. Let me roll again. Advantage this time. I forgot this thing's lit up. Roll. I'll do 22 to hit. No, actually, I'll take the 17. 11 force.
11 force. Okay, and that will kill it.
All right. Now that that's settled with, she's just not even looking at him.
How does she do it?
She's not even looking at this thing. This axe is just
That's
freaking whack this guy in two.
So the creature didn't get a chance to doing so. She hits it. It kind of falls out of the tree and dies. And if she were to look back, she'd see the same expression of it going cold, and the wind kind of moving, even maybe even hearing as it exhales its last breath, like something left it. And then there's a bunch of rustling in the trees. Little bells and chains jingle from this direction deep in the woods, and they move and they move away into the distance. There's nothing else there.
Wonderful.
At this point, we're back at the top. There's literally just the one goblin that, so Nihilus, it's on you, sir. And for all intents and purposes, this goblin can't do anything necessarily right now, so there really is no combat. So feel free to break if you guys want to.
My actions
play a little bit.
Yeah, again, if it's really just Ada apparently wanting to try to talk to this thing.
Yeah, it seems like that's
what
Ada wants to do. I don't know what you guys want to do. Yep.
If you can do that while we walk, Nihilus is trying to get us toward this road, and Benji, have him explain himself. Or sorry, Quake.
Yeah, Benji, explain himself.
If you want to talk to us, walk with us.
So wait, so we're trying to interrogate this goblin, or
apparently Ada wants to interrogate the goblin, but Nihilus is walking to the road, so you guys can talk while you carry it, or you guys can do this.
They keep trying to claw Garrick's hand. That's it is not like the average goblin that would be terrified at this giant holding. These things are fierce. They don't have any fear. It's like you realize that their retreat might have been more tactical than anything. They're just like, no, It doesn't seem to care that you have it. It's big. It's like a giant gremlin, right? It's just kind of like moving around.
Every now and then, when it scratches my hand, I just flick it.
Is it possible for me to? I have a comprehend languages spell. Is it possible for me to cast that on it?
Absolutely.
Can also work. I was gonna do the Callisto's retreat. Here, how about I do it? So you don't have to expel a spot.
So what is it? What is this? What do you guys look like arguing about? Who does what?
I don't care what they look like. They better be walking while they're doing it, though.
Ada puts her hand up. No, I got this. I will interrogate him. Save your strength for later. You'll need it here. Every man's mana and strength you'll need up here. Save your strength. I will do interrogating. And I shall relay to the rest of the group what this thing has said.
So you cast. Is it the same thing you're casting a comprehend language, or?
No, Ada uses her racial trait to basically mind link with this thing.
Oh, I see. And so
does the creature have to be willing, or is it? Oh no, it doesn't. Yeah.
As long as he understands a language, which these things clearly do. She's gonna mind link and
wait. It has to understand your language.
No,
just any language.
Any language. Okay.
These things do.
So as it's kind of as you mind link with it, it goes from saying, "Let me go, let me go. Krampus will kill you," and it's like Krampus, 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 and then it goes, "Ah, get the fuck out of my mind! Get out of my mind!"
No, you are going to listen, and you are going to listen well.
No.
Now then, you are
evil witch, get out of my mind. This witch is in my
mind. You're adorable that you think of us saying this. Now then, you are going to tell me everything you know about this Krampus fellow. Who is he, and why exactly have you lot come here?
Krampus,
if you're
not Krampus's type, but he will kill you nonetheless.
Oh, yes. Now then, who do you fear more? My friends here who won't hesitate to rip you limb from limb, or the Krampus fellow?
I'm not scared of death.
Oh, you will be.
Blitzkrieg is not as scared of death. I am not afraid. I am not afraid. You can kill me and I just go back to the shadows and come back and take your children and eat them. And he's just like talking just madness. But he is constantly seemed to have this allegiance to this Krampus fellow.
Now then, who is this campus fellow? What is he to you? Because to me, he just seems like some sort of wimp.
Krampus is the darkness. He is what all of the children fear in all of the material planes that we come from. We are his servants. We do his bidding, and we collect his toys.
Toys, you say? That's an interesting way of putting it. Now then, how exactly... To me, you seem like a regular goblin. What exactly makes you different besides the fact that you look totally insane?
Goblin?
How exactly...
What is
go
what is a goblin?
Alright then. So what are you then if you're not a goblin?
An elf.
Elf, you say?
Yeah.
Seen an elf before?
He just kind of go back. Yes. And he goes like, I will tell you nothing more. Get out of my mind. You'd have to make an intimidation check to get more from him.
Alright, Ida will do just that. Oh, that's cute, you think that.
And he's advantage on charisma since he doesn't seem to care. We got a 216, so with...
Higher! No, I cannot. Alright, very well then. I shall let you be. Ida gestures to Chris, to the rest of them. Kill him.
The toys will kill you all. The toys will kill you all.
Yes, thank you for your help. Now then, she breaks the mind link. Kill him. I got all I needed.
Malcolm, we're going on like an incline, right? Down to the road.
Mm-hmm. And so there were, I imagine that though you could see that there were, little fresh footprints leading up the mountain away from seeming like where they came from down the mountain. So wherever these goblins creatures came from, it was farther up the mountain. Did any of you search any of the dead or just move back? It sounds like Nihilus was like, nah, back to the road. Is it just back to the road?
Yeah, I would imagine we're heading back to the road. We don't really have much use for a bunch of apparently elves.
So who kills it? Is it
since
Troy?
I kind of want to search if he actually has toys that he. I mean, he didn't
Quake,
say
you can do whatever you want to do.
You
Like, nobody's stopping you.
Well, Ida hasn't...
As you're walking the air. Well, actually, here's the thing, though. In all fairness, the only person mind linking is Ida. So unless Ida is sharing this, you know nothing about these toys, right?
He responds, yes, so apparently there's a big old head honcho out there. Apparently he's like the boogeyman to them.
So you are sharing everything. As he says it, you've been kind of translating for the party, Ida?
Yeah, Ida, after she finished up her conversation, she relates what she found. Yeah, so apparently there's this boogeyman out. Didn't get much of a description of him. But no, apparently these things were elves we killed, not goblins.
So as you walk, if you were to listen to that, and based on what you told me, Quake, as you walk the perimeter in the snowy area, a lot of the goblins that got killed in the trees as their bodies cascaded and rained down, you would walk through that mess, right? And in there would be a bag close by. One of them was holding, and inside that bag is about 12 different distorted, weird toys. And there some of them, like there's like a wooden armored like a knight that where the chest area seems to have like an area where the heart would be, and it's all wood, and the helmet is removable, and under the helmet the knight's head is a skull. There's like a marionette doll that looks like a young girl in a dress and everything. but when you pull the back and her opens, she has like fangs and like teeth on both sides. There is a fluffy wolf doll with like looks really evil, like, but it looks like it could be like a werewolf made of teddy bear. And there's a number of these things as you're going through them. Can you give me an investigation check, Quake?
Okay.
Wait, relate this to this group that he's found toys? He's now Ada's getting the picture.
What'd you get?
Yeah, I tell everybody what I found.
What'd you get for your
Um,
what's your investigation check?
Sorry, it like kicked me off for a second. I got.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up right now.
But if he's saying
Actually,
that,
I think I have
obviously
your
Ada
character
and
up,
Nihilus
so
have an
you
idea
could
of what
roll.
it is.
You could roll investigation. I think you have a +2 to investigation. You can roll a d20 and add +2.
Okay. Okay, I got it. It's 12.
Okay. And so, strangely, as you look at all the dolls, they all have little tags on them on the back, and they all say Blinsky.
Oh boy, does he tell that he's
Is no fun, is no fun, is no Blinsky is what they all read.
Yeah, Nihilus doesn't care. He's walking.
So at this point, Nihilus has made it back to the road. Some of the party's showing up. I imagine the last people coming out are.
Nihilus
So
is
Garrett was going to do
He's
something.
casting Tiny
but
Hut. He does
Quake,
not
you're probably
waiting for
the.
anybody.
Yeah, Quake, you're probably behind. You're casting what? The hut?
Casting Tiny Hut. It takes 10 minutes. If they catch up, they catch up. If not, then that's on them.
So the hut gets cast. 10 minutes, an hour goes by. Now, in that hour, I know that I need everyone to give me a. If you're not a Genasi, I need a Constitution check for exhaustion. You remember, you all get advantage as long as you're wearing the wolf pelt coats that you create.
Yeah.
And so far, it's a really low check. It's a 10 because you guys haven't gotten to higher elevations. Just
16.
yeah. Now I will say that it's higher for Ellen and for Creus because you guys were at the top of the mountain. So your check is a 16.
Prius got a 22, it looks like.
And I know you guys haven't found them yet too. So because you guys are also like coming down the mountain. So this check. Actually, you guys are going to give me 2 checks because it's going to take you at least a couple hours, probably more. But unless Ellen plans to use fly again at some point, or you guys plan to take it very slow, work your way down the mountain, because I imagine you probably don't. It'll be much harder to gain your bearings unless you fly to kind of see the land from that overview. You don't really know where you kind of have an idea, but you don't really know. But you could keep it slow and steady as well, and just keep working your way down. That's completely fine.
I mean,
And maybe even find a place to rest for both of you. I don't know.
Yeah, I would follow Cryos's lead on that because I'm assuming, like, if he's a ranger, I assume that he's great at mountaineering. That's what I'm assuming. I don't know. But at the same time, flying seems more convenient. But it's tough because Renee took off.
Oh yeah, he'll come back. Oh yeah, he'll be back. So in the meantime, as they're casting the hut, what are you, Quake? What did you do with those toys? Did you share them with the party? Did you leave them there? Did you take them? It's a big bag of them, so they would be like you literally have to walk around with like these big, bag of toys. They're not super heavy, but they're not. It's not. It's a little adds a little more extra cumbersome, to your weight of whatever you're carrying.
Okay. I mean, he said the toys were gonna kill us. Do you guys think they're cursed, or what do you guys?
I will say that if Quake didn't Nihilus walked to the middle of the road to be very visible. If Quake didn't walk to him, Nihilus did not add him to the hut. So it depends on where Quake's standing.
So the way the hut works, so Benji probably doesn't understand the hut. If you can't, if you're not allowed, you're not given the VIP treatment from Nihilus as he cast it, you can't enter. So as you're walking up with this bag, suddenly he can see the hut, right? So as you try to enter the door, it's just like boom.
It's very visible. It's a huge purple dome with gold striations.
Yeah.
And Nihilus and Ada are probably inside of it right now. You're probably talking to Garrick.
Yeah. Is Garrick inside? Would have Garrick bipped his
Uh,
head and gone inside?
So
Yeah.
Garrick would have caught up to Nihilus, but in a really interesting way.
Okay.
As having this goblin in his hand, and we're going down a slope, right?
Yes.
All right. He's going to have the goblin in his hand. See Nihilus just tretching down, and all right. And he starts to take a little bit of a jog into a run, and he's going to jump with this guy in his hand, and he's going to full on Broly him. As he's coming closer to the ground, he's just going to plant his hand that has the goblin's head in it.
Oh, and he just rakes his face through. And there's a bloody streak by the time you get to the road. The goblin has gone limp. His ears are down. You see all the markings on his back.
He's
This
also
will
gonna take
shift
the body,
15
though,
feet
with
up the
the-
road to avoid the skid mark that has been left.
He's going to keep the goblin body because of the back. He's
Okay.
going to see if anyone returns, because that's our plan, right? Still, if
Yep.
they return within time.
So how long will you guys camp there waiting for the people to come back?
No longer than 8 hours. But
And a couple
probably a few.
things.
Yes.
So I messaged Renee privately because I said I would follow his lead about flying or walking.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna fly.
Okay.
So we should get back pretty quickly, I hope. But I also failed the Constitution check.
Oh,
So I
got it.
don't.
So then your first level of exhaustion. So disadvantage to your half. I think it's speed first, right? Or is it
Checks.
just checks?
It's checks
All
first,
skill
yeah.
checks, then speed. Yeah. So until you get like a good rest, you got disadvantage those checks. So as you're flying, are you both? So you kind of cast it on him as well, right?
Yeah, I cast fly at 4th level.
And the wind starts to pick up, and as it does, I need a acrobatics check from both of you. Yours will be disadvantage, and either nature or survival to find your way back from both of you. If one of you passes, then there is a chance that one of you gets lost somehow, like trying to keep up with each other, like the winds, turbulence throw you off. So it's not just that if one pass, you both make it.
Well, that's a 4 on the acrobatics for me.
Okay.
I got 19 on acrobatics.
Okay.
And
And then what's the other one?
The other one is it could be nature or survival.
want both of us to roll that, or just whoever's highest?
Yeah, whoever's kind of like trying to lead the way, then maybe we'll do that. I'll allow you guys to take one check for that one.
Because I am not the leader in nature or survival.
Yeah.
I assume the ranger's going to be doing that.
Let's do nature. Oh, first bad roll, 9.
9. Okay. And so as you guys are flying and the wind begins to kick up, we see them kind of flying into the distance as the wind is getting heavier and heavier and more obscure. It's harder to see the road, and we kind of fade into like a white. We go back to the camp, and it's been the first hour or two at this point. And Kriya's
does it count as a rest? Can I roll some hit die real quick?
Yes, so you can make this a short rest. It seems like you might be if you actually want to do a long rest, then I wasn't going to have you guys roll hit dice. But if this gets broken up, are you actually going to? So let's say 2 hours have gone by, right? They haven't showed up. Because it was, I imagine it was 2 hours just for the first hour of them climbing, and then the hour of them flying. They haven't showed up yet. So
I was thinking about giving them about 5 hours to catch up.
Okay, about 5 hours.
And after that, like if they're gone, then they're probably not going to catch up. So just having everybody walk to the temple or keep down the road to figure out what's down there. But I'm hoping that Ellen will get back to me. I just assume that fight either happened quickly or didn't happen at all, and they should be back. So,
and Ellen, as you are faltering, tired from this whole ordeal, I mean, you've been holding that concentration for a while. Then you cast this flight again. When you even arrived, you had gone through a lot. You had to fight before this thing came out. You saw Prius. You start to see him. You both bit tired, falter, and he starts to kind of drop altitude, and then slowly but surely he begins to kind of tumble away from you towards the ground. And this is the guy that just saved your life. What do you do?
Okay.
Reach out for him as quickly as I can. And then can I also take the ring of regeneration I have and put it on his finger?
Yeah, so as you're flying towards him, which also you've been flying for about two, so if you've been using that thing, it's been giving you so what was that, 12 d6s?
12d6.
Geez, so you get 12 d6 hit points back, even without doing cure wounds. And as you're flying, going towards him, I need you to give me you can choose acrobatics or athletics to try to grab him and catch him, your choice, as he's plummeting towards the earth.
Okay. Let's do. Acrobatics.
Okay.
So that's going to be 15.
15. So as you go flying out, reaching out, cold, feeling the chill as you your hand out as he's falling, trying to grab him. You were able to grab his arm, you're able to pull him close, and as you tuck and hold him, you roll your body with your back towards the ground, and like we watch you both go boom and slam, kicking up snow everywhere into this landscape beside the mountain. And there, if you see behind me, you guys land like right where my arm is trying to point, right like here. And you cough, and you both cough and come to. And as you do, there in front of you is this, on the cliff, the side of this huge mountain, huge mounds of snow and rock to each side of you with trees, and then but a large road or large piece of rock leading up to a ominous structure before you. When you look behind you, you can see that the road leads off into the distance, probably the road that you took, that your party was taking to get here. In front of you, you see that you can see that there's a temple that has been carved into the very rock of this mountain and into the facade of it. And the front structure is 50 feet high and has 6 alcoves. In each of those alcoves containing 6 alcoves containing a 20-foot tall statues. Each one of those statues is carved out of a single block of amber and depicts a faceless, hooded figure with their hands pressed together as though praying. Now, as they're standing there, between the two innermost, 3 structures, 3 figures on this side, 3 on this side, at the center is a 20-foot high opening, and then above that 25 opening seems to be some kind of humanoid gargoyle figure, but not menacing, but just standing there with his hands out, almost angelic, almost like a full humanoid body with his hands out like this, eyes closed, very hard chiseled features. And what do you guys do? What is your first reaction as you see this place?
I look at Ellen and just kind of, do you know who that is by any chance?
And do you guys remember your conversation with the Frost Maidens? Did they mention the where you were going up the mountain? Did they gave it a name? Did they not? Maybe they did.
They did mention the Amber
They
Temple.
mentioned so this.
They
Yeah,
Amber
they
Temple,
did mention it.
yeah.
So this with the amber figures literally standing in alcoves, you all would know even without rolling. This is the Amber Temple.
Yeah.
And
I think this is where we're going.
And we slowly kind of pull out from that shot and crash to black for a quick 5-minute break before we pick up from here. So you guys need to take a run in the restroom, grab
Oh,
some.
man. It's not good.
What do you mean? I survived. It worked out great. Also, these Frost Maiden dice. Oh my god.
Or using those today? Jeez.
So I upped the subscription, right? Because we started up our D&D club for other students. And so they're just like, here, free gift. And I'm like, all right, I'll try it. Worked out pretty well.
You're rolling on D&D Bond?
So you actually get money from, they
those are
actually
flashy.
just give you little like bonuses from Wizards of the Coast, huh? To buy stuff, huh?
Something. So that one was, it was like
you're
a
a
thank
teacher,
you
right?
for upping the subscription.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I got you for upping your subscription. Got it. Because I
Yeah,
remember
for
you were
upping the
telling me that
subscription.
they gave you some stuff because you were teaching in school.
No, they gave us. So that's why I upped my subscription. So now that we're starting it up at school again, we're starting up the club. That'll allow me to share the content with my students, so that if anybody besides me, if anybody else wants to DM, like they're allowed to use those books and things like that. And so they're like, oh, by the way, here's the Frost Maiden dice. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll take those.
Nice.
But yeah, see, Malcolm, it worked out pretty well.
For the most part.
Now here's what before we
Most
take the break. Here's what I'll ask you. Would you guys have stayed there, waited for the party? Do you think that? And I want to take, because I already know what the other parties do. I want to take Krius and Ellen's lead. I don't want to force it. Would you go back? Would you trust the party to come to you? What would you do? Or what really, because I want to see if this actual 5 hours goes by without you guys not showing up.
So I think with Christ, because him being a ranger, he would have marked something about the layout of the ground so that we can easily find our way back.
Yeah.
And if Ellen knows the way from this point, then yeah, we would definitely go back to the party.
Start marching your way back. Okay. So
We'd
that's
be able to, like from what you said, we would be able to know which way to go back.
Oh, absolutely. You would just start taking your way back. So I'll take it that you
Not to the temple.
Yeah, I'm just making sure you guys aren't going into the temple ahead of time. You're trying to go back and find your.
No, I'm just letting you know. It's probably obvious which way the road is the wrong way.
Yeah, exactly.
That one dead ends at a temple.
100%
Exactly.
safe. Y'all got it.
So a few minutes, we'll be right back, and then I'm gonna change up the board.
Cool.
Yeah. Thank you for coming towards us.
Yes.
Sitting there with our
Not the
thumbs
sun's
up
about to
our
set.
ass.
No, I'm just gonna have to cast Tiny Hut again, and we're about to sleep. Like you guys would have been alone till morning.
Yeah.
No, we're coming. Just be cool.
I'm just glad you made that decision. And Quake would have been just outside.
Come on, man. I got separated by the rock. That wasn't even my choice. So I'm not getting separated again.
Garrick, do you think you're hanging out with them? Or Ada? Are you guys hanging out with Quake?
Oh, no, I brought the body into the hut.
Yeah, if not, I'm literally just talking to him from inside the hut.
How's it going, guys? It's fucking cold.
It's fucking cold out here, guys.
Good thing
Not
I'm a
cold in here.
Goliath.
We're feeling good. How about you, Ada?
So
Try to keep our friend company.
does that so that means there's like no door or anything, so we're just kind of.
No,
I mean,
it's a dome. It's a half dome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot radius, so it's 20 foot around and it's 10 foot high.
It's
And you're just staring
super
at this half
clutch
circle.
for camping.
Nice.
Technically, you could get in. I'm not going to tell you how, but you actually are capable of getting in.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think I have an ability to, if I wanted to get in. I mean, because I don't have to be in there to get it to rest or to heal up or anything, or
No, you can rest where you're at. It's just that you're outside,
It's
standing
the
in the middle of the road.
I'd imagine.
Oh, and we didn't tell you about the giant dragon out there somewhere.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have. I mean, that might come up. It depends what questions you ask during the round.
You
My
walked
guess is
into
we're
a
talking to you
shitstorm.
more about what are your intentions? Why are you you just heard this thing from Strahd? You don't have any other ulterior motives because most of us do. So
Yeah, pretty much his whole thing is just taking revenge on the people who mine out the ore and he just doesn't like that. I guess.
Where are those people? Why are you here? Why aren't you there?
Yeah, just anyone, just the people. He refers to them as the ones who walk above him. So pretty much just anybody he thinks, just anybody he thinks.
I've recently had experience with somebody who can't truly distinguish who his true enemy is and just swings on people for no reason. So
yeah, pretty much.
Hey, he had it right. That goblin called her a witch. All right, completely 100%. I'm validated. The little goblin elf thing validated my attack.
yeah, I don't know if you've watched it, but when Garrick introduced himself to the group, he just looked straight at our cleric and was like, "Witch," and swung on him. We had to fight him.
Oh wow.
Good way of remembering a character.
Yeah, I like that Broly reference. Right when you said that, I automatically knew what you were talking about. Just that.
I don't know if I like it or not. What we talking about here? We talking about early? We talking about 1990 Broly? We talking about 2019 Broly?
2019 for sure. The guy that like took Vegeta's head through the like
Gohan's?
fucking
I can't remember.
mountain. Just oh.
Yeah, they're basically dragging.
Like eat shit. You're gonna just eat dirt. I'm dragging you like 400 miles.
Like what's that move from Fighters with DBS Broly? DBS Broly. Where essentially he just sort of no, I guess that is. Yeah, no, that is. I guess OG Broly does kind of have that one. He's got that one in
OG Broly. I mean, Broly's always had the whole let's put
grab you by the dome
push you
and
through a
just...
rock. That's kind of their thing. Like in MCU, you go through buildings and windows, or in Superman, you go through windows, and in Dragon Ball, you go through cliffs.
The whole mountain.
There you go.
And always face first.
Oh yes.
The landscape is totally fucked.
Once you get
I think
stronger than Yamcha, you put people through cliffs.
Somebody should have told Benji that you got to get jumped in to be in this game.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if you knew that.
All right,
I think
attack.
Man,
Ada
so
was
Jason,
the only
Shay,
peaceful
and Colin,
introduction.
Jason, Shay, and Colin, first game I was in there, they're just like, yeah, we're gonna just hold back up. Well, this dude is getting his ass kicked. And then Troy comes in, and Troy's just like, I'm going to fight everybody, and I'm like, oh man. So I go up against him and basically like suplex him.
Oh, what?
Yeah, I failed a.
And that was sheer luck.
Prank. Yeah, it was.
It was sheer luck.
I was like,
I was waiting for the roll to go bad, and he's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to try and lift him, and he's going to smash me and like just break my spine in half.
Oof.
Benji, while we have that break, go ahead and switch out those things. Just so you can see what your character sheet's supposed to look like.
Was that the
sheet?
Add the half plate to your character hand. Or you already did. Never mind.
Yeah, I took it off.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's perfect. That works.
Half plate, light armor, or medium armor?
It's medium.
It's medium.
yeah.
He's from what I looked at his sheet, he's only proficient in.
He has medium armor.
Really?
It was his when he upgraded and he shows his I don't know which one it was, the bard or the sorcerer, but one of them gave him medium armor proficiency.
Definitely the bard.
Yeah.
Honestly, it depends what bard you're going for. I think
I don't know what he chose. All it says is bard sorcerer. So
one of the class
Two choices.
you an extra attack, which is really nice.
at 5. So
Yeah.
he's gonna have to wait a little bit. He's gonna have to get to 8 now.
So based on the climb up the mountain, even if you're one party's traveling down, the other party's traveling up, it would have been at least been 5 hours, and they wouldn't have showed up. They still wouldn't have made it to you. So I imagine.
So we would have met them walking back up the mountain.
Yes, we're heading up the mountain. So as you guys are traveling up the mountain, this is actually just an opportunity. Why don't we role play between Creus and Ellen alone, as well as the rest of the party alone, what they're talking about. And I still haven't had the answered. Did you leave those toys on the side of the road, or did you take them, Quake? I know that they didn't let you in. It sounds like they didn't let you in the hut. So when the hut dissipates and goes away, he's still standing there, I take it, with this bag of toys.
I would imagine he's probably going to show them to the rest of the group.
Yeah.
Ah, yes, these toys again. I'm assuming these look like the exact same ones you found in the swamp.
They're not the same. They're
Different
never the
toys.
same toys. They're always different toys, but they always have the same tag.
Gotta tell me one thing. You know what I'm gonna ask. Is there a specific toy there?
It's not there.
Okay, because we was gonna set it on fire if it was. But no, you can keep it if you want, man. I don't care.
So even you, as Benji, I'm sure you, the player, are a little confused, as you would be as the character in this world. The party knows about these things to some degree.
Okay.
Clearly, don't trust them.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just
Yeah.
bury them or something, or I don't know. I'm definitely not gonna take them.
Okay.
Okay.
So you kind of hide them off to the side, or just kind of leave them. What do you exactly do with them? Do you actually bury them?
Yeah, I'll bury them.
Okay. So he buries the toys. You guys see him burying the toys, and then you guys take off on the road.
So we should probably contact Strahd about this, see if he's aware of it, but knowing that vampire, he probably is. Some weird man is running around abducting children into his whatever cult.
Give him a call.
Yes, I'd say we should give him an update on the situation. That would be wise.
He's not here. We'll give him an update when he finds us. He'll talk to us when he wants to.
Yeah, fine.
And you haven't all noticed that as the hours have gone by, you've had less inclinations or feelings, or even you, Nihilus, you haven't had any connection. Your patron hasn't been speaking to you or reaching out.
Oh, goody.
And so as you there travel on the road,
Did Ellen and Chris have anything
Yeah.
they wanted to say while they were
Yeah.
walking?
how about you guys?
Quietly beat up, head down, trudging down, trying to find us.
I mean, I think the only thing that Krias would probably ask Alan is what the emerald is specifically.
I've seen things like this before with powerful magic worked in Barovia, but I don't know what it is. DM, do I have a chance to make any kind of Arcana check? Like, I recognize it, but I don't really know what it does.
The gem, yes. Give me an Arcana check, and you could do because I would say I want to say history. It's not religion, but you don't really have a good history of this. But the history that you've come across, you could do history or Arcana, whichever one you think is better or is stronger for you.
Arcana's better. And it's still a disadvantage because I'm exhausted. It's not going to do it. That's a 6.
So he's staring at this gem the entire time you guys are traveling, and just seems to. I'll give you this though, is that I think that it would be, because I just think it would be very apparent. I think it would be very easy for him to recollect that he's seen that glow before in the swamp, at the hut, and recall it somehow at the druids in that effigy, I believe the word is, of straw, that figure that was created out of it was glowing from inside, I believe, the chest.
It's like the Wicker Man.
Yep, the Wicker Man straw. Yeah. So
See, I would relay that I have no clue what this thing is for, but it's connected with some kind of powerful magic that we've seen over and over in this place.
did you guys already do short? I saw Benji ask about short rest. You have to use your.
I used 3 for myself. I explained to him how to do it.
Did you guys? Speaking of Ellen, did you or Krias take a short rest, or did you just kind of get back on the road?
I think we just kept moving. I mean, I'm beat, but it's not going to help me much unless I take a long rest.
Chris, did your ring require attunement?
Mother of Christ, I'm just doing this manually. God damn it. Screw this.
Actually, Ellen, are you even down hit points? Because that'd make it a moot point.
Oh,
if
yes.
You're not. Okay, you are. Okay.
Yeah, I'm more than half, a little over half down because the rock actually hit me.
Yeah. You're muted, bro. Renee.
Yeah, it would have required attunement.
Okay. So you gave it to him while you're still like coming down the mountain flying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Grabbed
after
him and
that
then was
first
able to
hour,
slow down.
Ellen would have
Oh,
been
yeah.
attuned, and then started healing from the ring.
So then they've been
So
trying.
Creus would have healed first. So I don't know if
Yeah.
you want to roll like another 12d6 for Ellen, or it's kind of a weird thing. But...
No, it's only 1d6 per hour.
1d6 per.
Oh, per hour?
Yes.
1d6 every 10 minutes.
I'm sorry.
10
Oh,
minutes,
sorry.
yeah.
Per 10 minutes. I'm sorry. Yeah. So you're
Yeah.
right. I'm tripping. So yeah, that would have been like So you could do that. I'm tripping. I don't know why I thought per hour.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Um,
I will totally do that. I'm going to roll that on D&D Beyond, or on Roll20, because
Yeah. And instead of tracking
That's
all the
after that.
time it would take, is that eventually you all see each other marching slowly towards each other on the road. But you are all tired, and the whatever sun, you can tell that the night is setting in. It was extremely
Yeah, I
cold.
assume
where
he
you
got taken around noon, so it's probably nighttime now.
Yeah, and you guys probably meet each other if you're on Roll20. I'm gonna say, if you're looking at the map, somewhere around this. I can't do my. I don't know why it's not allowing me. Oh, that's why. To point somewhere around this fork in the road where you guys meet up with each other, and going back up the mountain seems like a lot right now. And being it's been a few hours, all of you should be making multiple exhaustion checks. And instead of doing that,
No,
I'll
we're
have-
gonna sleep. It's cool.
Are you guys all going to rest? Yeah. So are you guys going to stay here for? Are you guys be talking about a good 8 hours for the night?
Yeah, we'll sleep for the night. We'll move when it's daytime.
Okay. So I'm going to.
Sorry,
roll.
Nihilus is taking over, and he.
I'm going to roll for random
no, I
encounters.
will gladly take a long rest. Are you casting the tiny hut?
Of course, I'm casting the tiny hut. What kind of question is that?
So what do you guys talk? It's so now you guys are sitting inside of the hut. I have you allowed this new Quake character? I don't even think he's even introduced himself. I don't think he was even literally
I
talking.
mean, yeah, I was going to have to back up 4 hours of walking.
Well, yeah, you could say yeah. So
What
in
did
that
you tell-
in that time, what did you share? What did you guys talk?
What did you
about?
talk to us about, Quake?
I tried to explain to you that I wasn't really given a name because my parents, who are genies, they don't really have interest in raising children or anything like that. So
There were
just
genie
when I-
giants, genie and giants half breed, or were you
I
gonna say
think
something?
He's
I
an
think
Earth
they're- I think
Genasi.
they're-
I'm half giant.
I think they're just
Oh,
Yeah, they're
Genasi.
Genasi.
I always think
Yeah.
of Genasi and those. Yeah, okay, got it.
yes. He just I guess when he he can kind of when he speaks like with the earth, I guess he can kind of translate his name to Quake. I guess the earth refers to him as Quake, but
Got it.
other than that, he just kind of dwells underground. Just kind of waiting to unleash his fury on the ones who walk above him for mining out the earth and taking out precious ores for themselves.
Ida's just thinking, oh, goody, a hippie. I guess hippies aren't really a
I
thing.
will say that he hasn't
Maybe.
given me enough for me to trust him, but from what he's told me about himself, I know that he could break into my hut. So I'll just let him in anyway before he figures out that he can do that, just like as a friendly gesture. But I'm not going to tell him that. That's the reason.
So you're all sitting around inside. Ellen's resting up, kind of getting rid of that exhaustion, the warmth. I don't know if he create a fire inside. I think I ask that every single time. I don't know what you guys do.
No, it's temperature controlled, so we're good.
Temperature control.
It's
Got
It's
it.
just comfortable.
Got it. It's just
I
comfortable.
will gratefully take the ring off and give it back to Creus. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Now, at this point, since we've all been resting, I think he'll kind of look over and ask Ellen, shall we show them what we found?
I think we ought to.
Yes, and I'll report what I found out as well.
Nihilus will cast Identify on the gem.
Damn.
Just immediately, so as he busts it out, just identify, just.
Yeah, like I'm looking for a
Sometimes I
gem.
swear, Nihilus, you just.
Nihilus is looking for a gem right
okay,
now. That's exactly what we're looking for.
That is true. That is true.
So
It is a
yes.
ritual, right? So it takes you 10
It's a
minutes.
ritual. It takes him 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
But he's like, give me that.
So
He's
as you're
checking it out.
talking, and 10 minutes goes by.
Yeah, that's not a metagame one. That's
Yeah.
what Nihilus is looking for.
You realize that what do you think identify how it works for you, like in terms of, does what it is just start to come to you? Do you start to see the history of it? What do you think it looks like for you as you? I think you muted
You're
yourself.
muted.
He's muted, or he's in
not really-
concentration.
it's not really a history thing. I
Mhm.
think it's more
What it is.
sensations. Like I get
Yeah.
School of Magic, any properties that it would have.
Okay.
Like it's almost speaking to me in images for
Mhm.
what it's capable of doing.
Yep. And so,
If it's magical. If it's non-magical, then it's not going to do anything.
it's definitely magical. And in that 10 minutes, suddenly you start to get these visions. Nihilus, as everyone is talking, you kind of drown out the voices in the background. And you see this green emerald somewhere in a dark place, glowing in a very, very dark place. And you see its energy providing almost nutrients or energy or life in the darkness. And at some point, things kind of move and shift. You don't know how, but when you come back and see it, your vision of this gem is now somewhere, seems to be like it's half covered in dirt, as almost as if you're seeing through the gem. And you see beyond the gem a vineyard, and you see all these grapes hanging off the vineyard. And then
Jason knows what it is. I don't know if Nihilus does.
and you see that other areas of the vineyard, you see another hole in the ground where it seems like something's been extracted, and you can see in those other two areas, you can see the vineyard around it seems to be dying and decaying, but the vineyard where this gem is at is still thriving. And there seems to be twisted vines moving towards the gem to take it, and a crow lands, and as it caws, one of the vines wraps around the crow, snaps its neck, and drops the bird to the ground. And as the vines slither towards taking the gem, out of nowhere, this bird, when I say giant bird, not the rock, just a bird, it comes out to the gem size, it's large, but as it looks kind of like the shape of the rock, but as it ascends and as it grabs, as the claws clutch the gem, you realize the claws are no bigger, almost the size of the bird itself. An eagle flies away with the gem. And you realize that the power of that gem probably made the original rock or rocks in this land, and that you get the feeling that it is one of three. And that's and so it is. And if I didn't, it does not feel dangerous to hold. It is one of three gems that provide the sustenance and the power to create the life, to bring life to the vineyards. And if you recall, the druids were fighting to take those gems away from the Mardikovs. So that vineyard is probably the Mardikov's vineyard. And
I'll turn to my group and say, unless you guys want to take up farming, it's probably not going to be too useful for you. But I think it's a solid gift for Strahd.
Give me an insight check. Or actually, because you did identify. You can also do Arcana to add to what you're telling them, if there's anything else you pick up.
It's a nat 20 for a 24 total.
Oh shit! So I'll tell you this: you realize that while this thing is not the most important item to have on you for like combat or for you guys your sake, but people would absolutely kill you to have this gem. These three gems, essentially provide. Without them, there is no hope for Barovians, because they live and die by the wine. And with the vineyard gone, there is no wine. And I don't know if everyone knows. I don't know if you know if everyone knows about the gems, but I'm sure, like you said, Strahd does.
Yeah.
And I think you get the feeling that Strahd would definitely have a plan for these gems if he could get a hold of them.
We
So.
should keep it secret for now, though. We don't need to give the rest of this place more reasons to kill us. So
What we saw.
I
Sorry.
think they. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I think they look delicious, and if we don't need an extra one, if I could eat one.
I think that's probably.
There's only one. You guys only have one. You don't have the 3. You just have one. He knows what he knows from a casting identify is that there are 3 of them in total, but you only have one.
I think if you ate it, your head might explode. But another thing we know, Nihilus, Vita, we saw these. We saw one of these in Baba Lysaga's hut.
we saw, yeah, there's definitely this similar glow. On my nat 20, does it feel the exact same glow?
It does.
Okay.
And you also recall that I think from what Baba Lysaga told you that she had been sending her scarecrows to attack the winery. So it makes sense that she would have been one of the first people maybe to steal one.
And it seems like the druids had the 3rd one.
Yep.
And we saw that during the. So
Yep.
Winter Splinter has it right now.
Maybe when,
Or we don't know.
Winter Splinter came out of the tree, so it could still be in that that husk of Strahd, that Wicker Man Strahd. Because it was glowing from the Wicker Man Strahd, and you guys kind of walked right by that thing. You were kind of like, "That's weird," and just kind of went on.
Well, yeah, you had Aborigines trying to stab us with.
It was a strange episode. I get it. There's a lot of strange in this land.
Cryus, this was your find?
Yes.
Keep it safe, friend. I'm pretty sure Strahd will show you favor for finding it.
So he'll take it back and put it in his bag of holding. Now, forgive me for being a little bit off since, I was dropped by the rock. It sounds like we're going to be hunting a witch and a tree.
Yeah.
It's more of a hag.
Oh, excellent.
Made of a weird necrotic baby creature.
The tree is sort of. We don't need to kill the baby. What's up with you with babies? No baby killing.
Ida wants that baby dead for some reason.
Christ will kill many
It's
things.
an
Christ will
undead
not
baby
kill
made
babies.
from baby parts.
Even zombie babies.
I don't know. It's a zombie baby.
He's like, this thing should be dead of all things, but yet it's still a baby.
We're gonna kill a witch, probably a house,
And
a
it
tree
looks
house.
like it's
You'll
a
see.
baby of Strahd. It's a Strahd baby. Well,
Yeah,
it doesn't
that's
look
not
like Strahd, but she calls it Strahd. She calls it her baby.
Just in case. I don't know.
Yeah.
That might be another gift too.
Yeah.
But that and basically what we're just looking for a gem and a skull. Most likely we're gonna have to kill the witch for the skull or the hag for the skull, but hopefully don't have to kill too many people for this gem.
You
We'll
need
see.
to make sure that witch really don't like getting decked by a house.
And so the emerald will not assist Ellen's device in any way.
Not that I know of.
That thing's definitely not organic from what I can tell. The thing on Ellen's arm is not organic like this thing is.
May I take one bite?
We will find you other rocks to eat.
And do you want to explain
Sorry,
to them why
Quake.
you eat rocks, or or does he just assume that they understand this? Quake just assumes they.
Yeah, he has kind of rock-like features, and he has gems kind of protruding from his head, and he kind of he likes tasty gems. And
You're making me think of the rock man from the Nothing. I know he doesn't look like that, but he's like, that gem looks mighty tasty.
Full on never ending story.
Yeah.
Now, Quake, if you would like some gems, I do happen to have some that I don't need.
Yeah.
So he'll hand him like 3 dragon shards, and
We hop on our racing snail and head off.
one looks like somebody's hand.
3 dragon shards. That's insane.
One looks like someone's hand. Oh.
Is it a hand that some of us recognize?
It may have had been a red gauntlet.
I'll bite off a pinky.
Nihilus is trying to make eye contact with Ellen. I'm just so worried about the new friends that we've picked up in our journeys.
Well,
Why
yes,
did you pick him up?
but we have even more problems besides what we already have on our plates. Some sort of weird, I have no idea, but apparently children are being abducted and turning into these weird goblin-esque
Dude,
creatures.
if the goblins come
Yeah.
back, we'll handle the goblins. I'm not scared of goblins.
Elves, not goblins. I know.
What do you mean
Throws the
elf?
body
What's
in
a,
the middle.
I'm an elf. What do you mean elf?
They
I'm an elf as well.
assumed goblin, but like, no, they're elves, apparently.
You never
Say it
told
again
me.
and I'll slap you.
Garrett's throwing the body in the middle of the dome.
Yeah, see, that's a mutated child right there.
Wait, Garrick has been holding on to this goblin body.
Oh,
I don't think Nihilus would appreciate.
Yeah, I mean,
goblin body.
Garrett told me he was bringing it in. And I was just
Okay.
I mean, Nihilus can't really do too much about it. You already let him in.
So yes,
And
this. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, the goblin is now an item. So, like, if he brought it in while I was casting, then it can go freely in and out. There's nothing I can do.
I thought
to
he was
stop
just gonna
items.
I thought he was gonna cut the back skin off and dry it or something
Nope,
like.
he said he was keeping it for the
keep it
back.
just-
Was
Yes.
the words he.
Yeah.
It is
keep the
now
whole
Bino.
thing.
It is now Bino Goblin. The head's mashed up and disgusting. It's a bit. Actually, it was cold outside. Now it's kind of starting to stink at that room temperature. And it has these little carvings in it, and like almost like Celtic runes on its body that they appear like tattoos. And it cast off most of its garments, so it doesn't have any of that stuff. But do you remember it having those chains and bells?
Yes, and there was also some sort of weird spirit going between them, which I can only assume was whatever the hell corrupted these poor children.
So could we do an investigation check on that one?
You can investigate the
On
body.
like the marks?
On the
Yeah.
back half of this goblin's
Sure.
corpse.
Well, there's no front half.
No, there's no more front half.
You can make a history or religion check.
Took him to the belt grinder. Just.
Now, how bad was the scraper?
And
we're
I'll
talking
allow
about? Was it just
anyone-
a crushed skull?
I'll
or-
only allow anyone
Oh
who's
yeah, I was just going crush
you
his
have
skull.
to be proficient in it. So like if you're not proficient in it, it doesn't make sense for you to be doing it. I guess.
Yeah.
in investigation.
Think
No. It's not investigation. It's either history
History or religion.
Religion.
Oh, okay.
Not it.
you
Now
guys-
let's roll an 18 in history.
Okay. So it seems like Nihilus might have read a book about this thing.
nothing good. She rolled a 10 on religion.
About Krampus.
So
Read a few books about
yeah,
that.
so you've read something about this this creature, and you've heard about it in Faerun. You've heard that it's a creature that hops worlds and visits these places to snatch up the worst children and those that are disobedient and steal their souls in a giant bag, and that he travels in a giant ice spire that can also camouflage itself in the sides of mountains, and that that's all you know is that he comes around usually around the winter season.
Any tale of him being a dragon or have dragons in his ploy?
There's nothing related to dragons, has nothing to do with him, and that his goblins are called, his minions are called, they're his elves, but they are all intents and purposes to anyone else would seem like these kind of pale goblins that do his work, and they wear bells and chains of bondage, and even some lore they seem to kind of hearken to this time of year where people like kind of try to get together and create these festivities to celebrate together so that they can kind of push away the grim, depressing nature of winter and being alone and being isolated. And so it is strange, but it seems since his purpose, that creature could be here somewhere in the Caucasus Mountains.
It seems like his focus, from what Nihilus understands, is children.
It's children.
So we're not. Nihilus doesn't care about protecting any of these children right now. So I think we're safe. Like we're a group in a dangerous spot. We don't need to worry about this guy.
Plus,
It's only the bad kids, guys. Like seriously, we're good.
Nihilus, this is the best bedtime story I've ever heard. I will sleep well tonight.
Ada, I don't care what they call themselves. Call them an elf again, and I'm slapping you.
His descriptions are multiple, but they like one of the common ones is this giant like fur pelted, red and white pelted giant like goat like creature, humanoid goat like creature.
Sounds about right.
With chains and claws. Pretty nasty.
We have enough on our plate. Let's worry about that if it becomes an immediate problem. For
yeah.
now, let's try to get some sleep.
And you do realize that the markings on the back seem to be the children that goblin has taken for this crap.
Oh,
Yeah.
Not back.
because the villains haven't sacrificed quite enough children at our side, huh? Just add a few dozen
Jesus,
more.
I know. I feel really bad because I kind of made that up on the spot too when it happened. I was like, but I knew that was like that's all the kids. Like, as though this module could get any worse when it comes to child abuse.
Unfortunately, we can't extract the goblin's XP that it's earned by killing
These
it,
kids aren't real.
Nihilus is pro XP farming with children. It's okay. We're fine. Metagame.
Oh,
But yeah, I don't think this thing is an immediate threat to us as adults. But again, if it becomes an issue, we'll deal with it if it's in our way.
Potentially running around in a dragon.
What is this dragon obsession you have now?
I'm just saying I do not want to bump into it.
I think we ought to still be cautious about the rock. We took something very valuable.
Oh yes, the dragon and the Krampus should not be. I mean, if Krampus comes in riding a dragon, then that's a problem. Right now, I don't think it's an issue.
Well, the dragon did kill a rock in the
A
mountains.
rock, yes.
Wait, the what?
There's a
There's
dragon somewhere.
There's
on
a
this
rock
mountain.
corpse on the side of the mountain when we tried to track you, and it was dead, and there was giant claw marks and the throat ripped out of a rock.
Now, was this the same dragon that Nihilus and Ellen had spoken to me of before? Is there only one dragon left in Barovia?
We can't tell.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Interesting.
All right, so now let's just start going to sleep. Y'all can keep talking if you want to.
Nihilus turns over. It's got like
No worries. Cuddled up. Allington snuggles up with him.
And as he cues that, is anyone else stay up later? Or are you guys ready to move on? Is there any more to
Indeed is
talk
ready
about?
to sleep.
I'm going to bother Nihilus just as he curls up. So, because I've been waiting to force this conversation for a while.
Okay.
Like, Nihilus, don't go to sleep just yet.
La, la, la,
I
la,
wanted to
la,
ask. I've been thinking about this for a while. This thing, and I pointedly show the strange thing attached to my arm. I told you this thing spoke to me.
Yes.
And the thing on the other end of it, well, I only have to assume is Orcus if it's connected to what we're searching for. I feel like it could be something like Malkazet, and it could lead to a relationship like you have with him. But I wanted to ask you now, if you had to choose again, would you do the same thing, knowing everything you do now?
Malkazid was my ticket out of slavery. So, yeah. But I find myself wondering what this freedom you speak of would truly be like. I'm truly never I have a long leash, but I am definitely beholden to Malchus's will.
It's a lot to think about then because I'm tired of being chained.
But everything I
Thank
can
you.
do is because of Malchus. So, I mean, there's some nice benefits too.
You're right.
But don't take the decision lightly.
That's wise. Thank you. Then I will leave Nihilus there.
As everyone is falling asleep, we just kind of end on Ellen sitting there, kind of looking at his arm, looking at that obsidian. And if anyone has seen it in the party who hasn't, like, I don't know if he showed, like, I'm sure he probably doesn't necessarily walk around brandishing it, but you might have seen a glimpse of it.
Oh, I am 100% hiding it from Quake,
Yeah.
at least.
Okay. So then no one, yeah. So then I'll say, yeah. So
Yeah.
there's something wrapped around his arm. Seems like a black gauntlet of some type, but it's usually out of sight. And so we fade to black. The next morning we pick up on you guys. You've already put the hut away. You're marching up the mountain, the cold. Some of that wind is still kicking, getting colder and colder. Now, the good thing is that you're actually, when I look at it, you're only like maybe 3 hours from the top of the mountain. As you guys march, I don't know what you guys do to keep each other in high spirits, but you all will have to give me, instead of doing 3 of these back to back for each hour, you have to give me 1 exhaustion check. But because it's instead of 3 of them, even with your wolf pelts, everyone will give me disadvantage. I know that Troy will not have to make one, or actually, Garrick, even you starting to realize that the shit is getting like insane up here. It's like it's a type of mountain terrain. Maybe it's even magical. You will make one as well. You will just make yours at advantage because this is
14.
not normal mountain terrain for you. Even 14. Okay.
On saves, I've got a 14.
Okay.
Just a die roll.
It's just a D.
Or
Yeah,
my
it's a con roll.
Okay.
I fail it again. I got a
Okay.
9 total.
So right now, Nihilus, Ida, Ellen,
5.
and Quake. How about you?
Is this for walking or walking?
No,
for-
it's for the temperature. It's the type of weather and the type of conditions and the altitude and the cold. I don't know if you're. I know, like, even for example, Garrick is normally immune to it. Because he's from the mountains terrain, but I am giving his character the check as well because this is not normal by any means.
Quake should probably get advantage too, though. If that's the
It's
case,
like
just
it's like
because-
this is like Mount Everest conditions. Just
Okay.
up here.
I mentioned that just because I have the earth walk for difficult terrains. But what did you say I needed?
Just
And
roll
that's the
a
thing is,
con save.
just a con save. I don't know if the Earth Genasi's are immune at all. I could see that maybe being a better, but if not, then just give me a con save.
Troy, you've played them before. Do you know?
Yeah. Do they have anything?
So Earth Genasis have the stone walk where they don't have what's the word I'm looking for? Difficult terrain on non-magical things. So like
Okay.
this environment, he walks through it perfectly fucking fine.
Yeah.
Including like the mountainsides. Like he's just
No
fine
problem.
with it. But no, all they have is that, and they have the ability to cast Pass Without a Trace
Okay.
as con modifier.
But we're all ignoring difficult terrain because of you, right?
Yeah. It's not terrain.
Yeah, I
This
believe
is-
so.
Yeah, this is just the elements trying to beat down, wear you down, make you tired. It's cold, it's hard to breathe, all that. So with him,
So Benji, just roll twice, and show us the lower one.
actually,
Okay.
why is it? Actually, I'm gonna give him advantage.
You gonna give him advantage?
I'll give him advantage.
Okay, show us the higher one. Then.
I gave him advantage, and I'll give Garrick advantage. I'll give everyone else disadvantage.
I got a 25.
It's almost like your wolf pelts aren't help. Like the cold is like biting through at this point. You've been up there too long, and you got so you're good.
I got a 7 and an 18.
Okay, so the 18, you pass. You're fighting through. There's one level exhaustion for Nihilus, one for Ida, one for Ellen, and then Krius, what'd you get?
15 and a 17.
Okay, so you're okay as well. And so as you're kind of marching and heading up the mountain, I will share what you see before you. And it was similar. I've already described it, but now I'll also show it for the first time as you all arrive. And so these alcoves in the side of the mountain, of course, and like the figures are hooded and they're faceless. So of course that guy looks like a space marine. Don't worry about that. But that's just to give you the idea that in these 6 alcoves there are 3 of these statues on each side, and the mountain kind of drops off on one side, or the pathway on both sides. And there's a huge mound of what appears to be rock and snow on both sides of this way leading in. That 20-foot passageway leading up into this structure carved into the side of the mountain itself, and that gargoyle-like structure or figure built in with its eyes closed and its hands outwards towards you all. You have all arrived at the Amber Temple. Does anyone say anything or do anything? Or
I don't see any green flame. This might be a good thing.
If the party's on a hurry, I'll cast detect magic.
Okay, and you
10
immediately
minutes.
okay. So within the next 10 minutes, is as you guys are talking, Nihilus, you
She'll cast. Let's see. Do I have it? Did I prepare it? Let's see, I'm thinking of find trap. Yeah, I do. She's gonna cast find traps.
okay? So she doesn't notice. What's the range on traps?
120.
120. Okay, so for the 120 feet, you don't detect anything. Nihilus does pick up on magic coming at that 10-minute mark, coming from the figure above, and just coming from within the structure. The place feels to be magical, and then you also start to pick up, strangely, tingle magic coming from the snow here. And I'm almost like on cue, suddenly, like some of the rock formations shift, and the snow begins to fall. Like Sam, like something was sitting under that area, and as the snow begins to shift there and break away, something moves like a huge creature shifts under as though it was resting, and you see what appear to be bone-like wings crest break the top of the snow, and then out of the snow crawls it, like shakes its neck and looks at you. A giant dead dragon, a giant Dracolich. And so that dragon that Ida would not shut up about is now standing and staring her right in the face through empty skull sockets. And it seems to breathe even though there's no air pouring through it. The wind bustles. And it looks over towards you. In that moment, everyone take it's for, what is it, fear? You all need to give me is it Constitution for that?
Probably a wisdom save.
Wisdom. It's a wisdom save. Give me a wisdom save, everyone.
Advantage. Those clear stars.
And I'm exhausted, so it's a disadvantage, right?
Yes.
I got a nat 20.
Okay.
I got 19.
I think in the eyes, like, oh, that's cute. I thought you were an actual threat.
I got a 9.
I doubt that's. Okay. She can feel that way. Yeah, that's probably not smart, but okay.
I was a
Found what
15
killed the
for
rock.
Nihilus.
15.
Yes, and so the
I got a 3.
so the 15s fail. Who got the 19? And
I did.
Okay, you're good. And then Ida, you got a 20. You're good.
And she just looks at me like, oh, that's adorable.
Anyone else is stricken with fear? You don't want to approach this thing, even if it's not the type of fear that like you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. It's a type of fear like, no, fuck that, it's a reverential fear of this thing. And so it cranes its head over, looking at you since you got the natural 20, right?
You just staring at this thing. Oh,
It stares at you. Is there anything that you do, or
I think she's just gonna sort of put her hands up, like, I mean you no harm, all right? No harm. See, nothing on me. No harm.
then it reaches its head back, mouth closes in,
Uh-oh.
like it's about to breathe, and then it just collapses down, puts both one hand over the other, and drops its long neck, crashes down, and goes back to sleep. And it almost seemed to look at you and approve, like it almost seems to recognize who you were, and was like, oh, and then so it is sleeping.
Does Ellen recognize this particular
That's
dragon?
I was about to ask. Do I recognize? Does this look like Fido, or does it look like a different dragon?
That is Fido.
And with my teeth chattering, I'll be like, "This is Strahd's creature.
Oh,
Let's see.
I think we'll be fine, but let's not test it."
yes, agreed. You claim you fought this guy once.
We thought we won, and then we found out that we hadn't.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely don't.
Fighting's a bad idea.
Quake, do not try and take a bite of the Dracolich.
Big monster.
Does any Ellen, can you give me an insight check? Only Ellen, I think, because I think this is the first time anyone's seen this, and you're the only one that's maybe heard about this dragon. Other people have, yeah. Let's see. My hardest party, I would say that we just met Garrick recently. We just met Krius. Ida's been around, so Ida and Nihilus can both give me insight as well. Ellen, I'll give you advantage. How about that?
Oh, well, I already rolled 2, and I rolled 2 1s.
Okay, so you're just like,
Nope.
Too cold.
And at disadvantage, Nyla's got a 5.
okay. All
You
right.
got 25 on insight.
A what?
25 on insight.
25?
Yeah.
And so as Ellen is saying that this is the dragon, Ida stares at the creature a little bit longer, looking at it, and starts to think about all the symbols, like almost like in her head, like doing this weird, almost like a investigator, thinking about the shield of the Silver Order, the Silver Dragon. And she realizes that the only time she's ever heard about a dragon in this land is the dragon that opposed Strahd, Argynvost, who came to this land and who fought him with his entire army. And what Ida realizes is that Strahd killed Argynvost. We knew that. You guys know that he killed him. You guys learned that a long time ago. But not only that, but Strahd has probably made the dragon its pet.
Ida looks at it. Oh, that's awfully funny. Hey guys, I just sort of realized something. You know how we always hear the tale of like the dragon and how the order's named after this big old dragon that rose to oppose Strahd?
Nope.
Argynvost, yes.
Dragon is right now. It's Fido.
Huh. Well, I
It's
guess
almost
the
like
hag
Strahd's
lied.
ultimate disrespect, to Argynvost.
It's Fido.
I guess the hag kind of lied to us then. She said his skull was resting under the keep. Apparently not.
Or maybe
Just
the
seemed
last
very
time she
funny to
thought
me.
it was. Yeah.
We know she lied about other things, so why not about that too?
We're gonna kill her anyway, so it doesn't matter. So, guys, do you want to say hello to the statue, or do you guys want to walk in?
What exactly? I found no traps around here. Did you detect it?
Did I get a school?
Not
Not on the dragon.
no,
On the
you did. No, you didn't.
on the. Oh no, okay. So I
On-
just sensed that the
Um,
statue was magical. I didn't get a skull from it.
just that it's magical.
Okay.
And I'm doing that for the sake of time because I don't
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
know
don't
what
look it
magic
up. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know what magic is. It's just
Okay,
magical.
All right. Yeah. So I don't. You didn't feel it like it's a trap. So
And I would only
Um,
and I would look it up if I felt like it adversely affect you. Right?
yeah.
And
Nihilus.
you,
Nihilus is just gonna go and try the door.
okay.
While
And so the
keeping
door
an eye
it's
on the
literally
statue.
open, and so as Nihilus begins to approach, you get within 15 of the door, the eyes on the statue open, and it looks down on you, and whatever this elegant creature is built into the side of the wall,
Diablo.
it just goes, and its head is like built into the structure itself, and it goes, oh, and it begins to speak, and it echoes in whatever language you speak. All the language you speak, you can hear. All of you hear it very clearly. And so if you speak multiple languages, you hear all those languages kind of rolling over each other. And it says, all that you seek, all power lies here. But also know that those who seek power here, it never ends well. And then its eyes look around, darting over, looking at all of you, and then they close.
Yo, my man, what can we seek here?
And
Anything?
It does not respond. It almost like goes back to being lifeless. My man, he's like, my man. Hey.
Sorry, Black Jesus came out for a
So
second.
yeah, wind is just whistling by. It does not speak back. It does not call back. It says,
Sounds like great news for you, Nihilus.
Yeah.
But,
I wasn't expecting this to end well anyway, but
and we should be used to people lying to us here anyway.
and reaching out with all my senses, I'm definitely not sensing any of my friends. Not sensing my buddy.
you're not.
Lost him sometime halfway up the mountain. All right. Well, I personally can't leave.
And also, if you look on roll 20, I know we're at 9:30. We're probably we're wrapping up in the next, wrapping up very soon here. But if you are on roll 20, I've taken you guys, so you should be able to see, because this place is so large. There's no way for me to build it out. I would literally have to build out areas as we take them on. So, as you can see here, I have a little token for you all as a party. And you can see the statues outside that are lingering over, made of amber, that opening way, and then Nihilus, you can see the stairways descending into darkness. It seems like you prepared a journey forward. Does your party go with you?
Yeah, here goes nothing, guys. Now let's walks. That's on you. You guys let me know what your move is.
Prius will pull out both of his swords and follow him.
Yeah, you will just follow.
I'm also following.
And so as you guys begin to descend into the stairway, icy steps descend 10 feet at a time, into this ravaged hallway. And on either side of you are these arrow slits in the walls. And beyond the hall lies a vast darkness. As you enter this area, you arrive at an overlook. A 20-foot wide balcony of black marble with shattered railings overlooks a vast temple. Black marble staircases at each end of the balcony descend 30 feet to the temple floor below. The vaulted ceilings are 30 feet above. So you're on a balcony. There's another, you're on the balcony, 30 feet below is the ground there. The walls and the ceiling are covered in an amber glaze, lending a gloom of golden, like a golden sheen. And a set of amber doors stand close to the west and to the east of the balconies, but the one over onto the east stands open. So you've got the stairways that lead down, and the stairways that lead down this way, doors here, and that's where you guys are standing. And there's a bit of ominous kind of like almost a sound of humming of silence in this place. The wind doesn't whip through here. It is deathly quiet.
Nihilus would walk down the stairs. I don't think it's been a full 10 minutes yet. Does he sense anything through the open door, magical?
He and what's the range on the magic that he would sense up to
It
120?
is. It's not 120. I think it's either 30 or 60, but let me double check.
He sends 10, 20.
It's 30
So-
feet, so I'm
so
walking
remember-
up to the door.
So you're walking up to the door.
Yeah,
and-
I'm walking down the stairs up to the
yeah.
door, trying to see if I sense anything through it.
So as he walks over here and kind of peeks through and senses, he doesn't sense any immediate magic in the area. What he sees through those two open door areas might be that this room is featureless except for a rough edge 10-foot diameter circular hole in the floor to the east, and an amber stand open door. Amber doors open to the west, so you can probably see in briefly and see that there's doors that are open there. But there's just a hole in the middle of the room, and you do not sense any magic. How about anybody else?
Krios will walk over to the hole just very carefully and kind of see if he can peer down through anything.
So Krios peers down. It's quiet. He doesn't see anything. It's like it's so dark. Even with your dark vision, it just, you don't know how far down it goes. You know that the stairs outside go down 30 feet, so maybe there's a bottom to it. But
I'll take out a copper piece and cast light on it and drop it into the hole.
okay. And so the copper piece drops down and makes a very quick bing, 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 bing. And as it lights up, you can see that there is a room down there. As the light, something lights up the room, you start to see that in addition to your small light piece, green, like 3 light sources light up in that room that seem to be casting some kind of glow, and they begin to shuffle very slowly and move. From your position of looking down, almost like looking down a well, you can't see where those light sources are coming from, but they're definitely responding to the light source of the coin that just dropped into the room. What do you do?
I will try to push anyone who's standing near it back so we're slightly stealthy. But I do want to continue peering down the hole.
Okay.
I'm sorry, GM. From any of our flashbacks, did we ever get the color of the gem from the Wand of Orcus?
Wasn't it like red or something?
I don't want to metagame.
I don't know if I gave a color of that gem. I don't know if I ever specifically said what that color was, but I will get that for you. I don't want to randomly say what I think it is to make sure, but I will say that it's, for all intents and purposes, it's not the gem. I will say it's, you all know very distinctly it's not the gem that you had.
Yes.
It could be green. You don't know right now.
Yeah. I was just wondering, because I know I'm letting them know we're here for this gem. I was wondering if I was giving them any more information or just checking out every magical gem we see.
Gotcha. And so as those lights shuffle around down there, nothing seems to be coming up. Nothing's coming to view. What's everyone else? I'm taking Nihilus and Ellen's lead right now. You guys are in this room here. Is everyone kind of following? I know I kind of moved you as a group, but is everyone kind of following in this area? Because remember back here, there's a stairways going down into a much large, like this room down here seems to be vast. And then there is a door over here that seems to be closed. But right now, yes, Nihilus and Ellen at least have walked into this room.
And Krios, yeah.
And Krios. So
I would imagine Ida would follow the rest of their lead.
I would indicate to anyone in the room. It's down there.
How far down would you say the coin looked? How many feet would?
About 30, 35 feet. That's about how far it dropped. So it's probably leads to somewhere one floor below.
It's probably on the same level as the large room.
As the large room. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have a spell called Unseen Servant. I was wondering if maybe I use my rope to have him rappel down. Could I ask him what he sees once he gets down there?
If you'd like to do that, you can.
Okay. Yeah. I'd like to do that.
Would he like to do that? What I want to know is does someone want to do what he's asking you to do? Does someone want to go down there and rappel down there?
Oh, I
He's talking about having the servant go down there.
Oh, yeah, which servant?
Yeah.
Which servant?
He's trying to cast Unseen Servant
and
drop it down the hole. Just say, hold on to this rope and drop it down the hole.
And then the Unseen Servant, you can see through the creature, right? And you can...
It'll do a simple command.
Yeah.
That's about it. I don't even know if it can talk to you. Can it, Renee?
Yeah, I don't... So...
I don't think it can.
I don't think your Unseen Servant would even... You could probably say Unseen Servant go down the hole. I don't think it needs to climb down a rope. It's a spiritual entity, right?
All right, we go push it down the 35-foot hole and then tell it to check it out.
Yeah, I don't think it would die, right? Like it would just like fall down there and
yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's okay.
They could grab the copper piece and walk it around, so we have like a moving lantern.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, and it moves like 30 foot per round, so I mean, it's a solid speed.
And so you're asking it to do what? Just to go down there and so can you see through your Unseen Servant? I always forget this. Nihilus, I know you use it.
No,
So-
it's just
It's just so it's just going to be
Just a
walking
servant.
around with the light. Now remember, so it goes down and it's invisible, right? So if there's something in the room, they don't see it. Now they see the coin floating around. The coin picks up and the creature moves the coin around, but you don't get any more information on what's down there and what's in that room.
do the lights that converged on the coin that we dropped follow the coin as it moves?
There seems to be those 3 green lights still seem to be glowing.
Mhm.
But nothing has happened.
They're not moving at all.
They're
just
almost
glowing.
like, imagine like what I'm trying to depict for you is that in that room down that hole, if you're looking on roll 20, there's a light. I'll show you. If you look in roll 20, there's a light source here, there's a light source here, and there's a light source here, but they are off. You can't see
They're
them.
stationary though.
They're stationary, and
Got
they lit up the minute that coin dropped down. They lit up and they begin to emit, but they haven't done anything, right? They kind of like they might have they kind of, and maybe it's just the light dancing, so you don't even know if they're moving, but they are green. So yes, nothing has happened here.
Now
And we'll see what happens.
Go downstairs. I don't know if there's really a risk to go 35 feet down a hole when we could
Sorry.
probably walk around.
Yeah.
Let's just go downstairs in the main hall.
I will real quickly drop light and see if the green lights go away.
So you drop the light away, and as that golden light casts off that coin dissipates, the green lights stay. They seem to be
Okay.
like activated now in that room.
Can I command my servant to try to grab one of the light sources?
Sure. Give me 1 second. So I gotta want to make sure how this would affect everything. As you're doing that, is anybody else talking or saying anything? Feel free to role play amongst yourself as I look this up.
No, Nihilus is just hanging out by the door. Like, guys, we probably should explore further in.
Yeah.
I explained to them about my unseen servant, that I was down in the cave so long practicing magic that I started talking to myself, almost another consciousness, and the spell book that I found kind of brought that to life, and
Yeah.
that's kind of the That's kind of what the servant is.
No, but
Malice is familiar with the incantation, so he recognized it when you cast it. But he's just not interested in that, so he's gonna let you do what you want to do. He's not gonna stop you, but he is a little impatient.
I'm like, okay, it's great to know that you feel like you can share your personal story, but I just don't care.
So your unseen servant reaches out in the darkness. I mean, like we don't see, almost like our mind's eye as players would like see it reaching down there, moving towards something. And suddenly that green source begins to move, towards, seems to shuffle, like it seems to shuffle from you looking down there. Ellen, are you still who's standing around the pit? I know that Nihilus is at the door. Where's Ida at? Like, I want to know, like, where all the characters at if we're looking? What is everybody doing?
I mean,
Bryce, you took a peek, right? So you're probably over there still.
I'm still looking down to see if I can see anything. Just with enough so that if I need to pull back, I can.
Garrick, how you living, man? Where you at?
Door
Door.
right there. Not even bothering the room. Contemplating on going down the stairs without y'all.
I mean, I was seeing Nihilus being impatient. I was heading towards the door, but I also heard Quake explaining his things. I'm gonna wait in the middle somewhere.
So you're like
to see
right
if he
there in the middle?
reacts. Yeah.
Okay. Give me one other.
Ada, where did you say you were standing?
I would imagine, she's probably looking down the hole. She's looking.
Okay. So we have Ada, Cryus, and Quake looking down the hole.
Ada, Price, and Quake. Okay. And so, Quake, you're looking, and you see something probably being held by your unseen serpent, and it seems to be moving as though it is struggling against being moved. And in that darkness, what starts to appear down in that hole, you might lean in a little bit further to see it, Quake, and what you see is a small skull, and it seems to be glowing from a flame. And as it turns its head up, being held by your unseen servant, and looks up, it opens up, and a puff comes up the chimney, and as that blast hits, it turns into a green fireball that just bursts in a 20-foot radius. So all three of the characters right there all take fireball. Dexterity save.
Yeah. I'm failing. 6. How much damage?
23.
23 will pass, so you'll take half. The 6
It's the third level, right?
Yeah, it's a third
We got
level.
floating head casting 9th level fireballs on us.
No, it's not. It's a regular level 3 fireball. So what's that? I don't even look up.
Say I'm like, man.
66 or is it 86? I always forget. I think it's
The base is 8.
8. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's roll out the
I'm
damage.
feeling mighty like Tony, hanging out by the door now.
God.
What's that noise? That's a small room.
So 26 damage, 26 or 13. And so as that green light erupts and throws you all back, everyone, Nihilus is safe by the door. Ellen is safe. Garrick, I think you're safe too because you weren't there, right? So it's
Yeah, I'm standing like in between the door and the main entrance.
so you take that damage, and as you all kind of fall back on the on the ground from the damage, not being prone, but actually like reeling back from the flame, as you are all kind of standing there, you see that this that hole begins to light up ever more green, and as the first skull floats up, it like hovers into the room, 1, and then 2, and then 3.
No.
And so as they are entering the scene, you all preparing for battle, whether running to run or fight them. These flame skulls are entering, and just short of that, as they are entering, as you're preparing to fight, down the hallway from this area, you hear something marching down this hallway, coming towards the room, and all the flame skulls are preparing to open their mouths and cast. And as they all open and cast, that green flame, it envelops the screen, and we crash to black. We'll end there for tonight.
Cool. We
we'll
just
pick.
got Flaming Skull Megaton.
Yeah.
So Feathers, you'll see a whole new group of Fangs recruited. We'll see. Good
I was
luck.
like, leave it alone. Leave it.
I've tried. I tried. We have a curious new one. Apparently, he doesn't know how dangerous.
I was like,
it is.
I was even having them. I was like,
Hold
nope,
on.
they're not gonna come out. They're not gonna react. I was like, okay, threw the coin down. I was like, nope, don't try to stay away from it. Okay, all right.
I mean, you didn't have to flank us with whatever's coming down the hallway. I'm
Yeah,
just throwing that out
because
there.
well,
Just
that
to leave
thing,
it
whatever
alone.
that is, it hears the flame, it hears the blast going off, and so I don't know. So we'll pick up.
We have a cave troll.
We'll see. It's funny because like we were moving so fast, and now both parties are like at a crawl. Like I mean, I guess we slept. We moved forward a day, but
Yeah, like you guys were like first room, okay, all into this room. I was like, okay, they're gonna like look around a little bit. Like, nah, let's just like.
I mean, I tried.
I channeled
I said
Tony.
let's go. Half the
You
party
did,
said
you
let's
did.
look down the hole.
I full on channeled Tony right there. I was like, I ain't going in there.
Yeah, we did move.
We went full tails to the loop with our buddy Renee. Just like, all right, let's jump in the hole.
The parties did go from full on like moving around the map really, really quick to like now just like being in one. Everyone's kind of settled into this part of the land, and it's kind of weird because this scene where you guys are at, this is a whole nother day now because I think the last game you were a day ahead of them. So I think now you guys are going on maybe a day and a half or 2 days.
Did they not move to the day of the festival?
No, that's all. Everything that's
So
happening
they're
is
still a day
happening.
behind.
Everything that's
Festival.
happening. The church is happening on the night before
Yeah.
the day of the
So I
festival.
know-
And you guys
I know,
woke up after
Fate
the
was
snow
talking about
meetings.
wanting to see the burning ball. So I was like, is that the night of the festival or what's going? So that's still the day. So we're 2 days ahead of them.
Yeah, and I don't. It may not. That probably won't ever happen because the ball never burned. It's raining.
It's
And now
not a
they're
problem.
fighting it.
We're all
Yeah.
gonna die, so we're just gonna reset. They are
So-
fighting the entire world outside of Strahd. So I know you're gonna hold back a little, or you're recording.
I
So
don't
I'm
know
not
how.
gonna
Yeah,
go
I'm
too
trying to
deep.
figure out. Like even today, like I was prepared to kill you, but then I didn't. So, and that's the thing where the players always lead me astray. Is Colin made me think for sure he was leaving Krius. So I was like, once he
You didn't see
leaves
that- You
him,
didn't see that face he had.
Why would
when
I
he
do
showed
that?
up? Ellen showed up for war.
because it was like
It's lucky.
We know this guy. Like I'm like, yeah, you guys got really lucky too. And then the birds, and then
No, no,
the only thing that I had planned is that I imagined that the rock would hold back a little bit because it's not going to fly home and then be like, oh, let me go back off to attack. And I think that my thing was like, hey, the rock thinks that he's dead. And so I also thought that Renee was going to wake up and attack so the minute you attack one of the kids, it was going to be a wrap. I was going to full out attack. But you were smart enough not to attack the kids.
I figured that
you,
because
you allowed him not to take opportunity attacks for crawling away, which is huge.
Oh, I did. That
But you can disengage
I actually
and then
forgot
like-
about that. Actually, so
Well,
yeah,
they were-
because that's the thing is he
prone.
didn't do anything but crawl away. So I probably took it as a disengage action
Yeah.
because you grabbed the thing with the bonus action and you crawled out of the thing. So I was like,
Yeah,
okay.
he had a free action, so he probably would have said disengage if you tried to attack. But
Yeah.
so because my whole plan was, okay, I knew that one of them was going to bite and I knew one of them was going to give me damage, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. I just needed enough to make sure that I could cast silence. That was my plan. Like if nothing else, like because then and only then, like I could have attacked them.
Yeah. And I was treating them as giant
But-
eagles, but giant eagles, they're babies, so they can't fly yet. They're
Right.
not trained to leave the nest. They don't think instinctively to leave.
oh,
the
that's
nest.
super nice, dude. I think when I think when Critical Role did Baby Rocks, they're hitting for like 2d8.
No. The first one did. The first one I rolled 2d8 on the damage from the.
Oh, okay. No, that's not
But
nice.
my Baby Rocks weren't like fully developed yet. They were literally they had just hatched, and they're just like nasty.
Yeah, you said no feathers. They're basically naked.
So they're just like, you know. Well,
Yeah, and I didn't want like the other thing. I was like maybe just like smack their heads together, but then I was just like, oh, you gotta touch little baby featherless disgustingness.
We only have one baby killer in this party, okay?
Yeah,
because I run away when you can.
I had totally worked out how we were going to meet your other characters, so I was like, okay.
No, it's lucky that the silence worked, and that the rock didn't track me, because the spell that I was holding, in case it came after either of us, was Wall of Fire. I was going to light all the babies on fire.
Well, because I had originally planned if the rock tracked you and if you flew away, it was going to chase you and you would have like a chance or two. It'd be like to try to block it.
Yeah, Wall of Fire is vicious because I think it sets like flammable objects on fire too.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure that nest is made of wood.
Oh my gosh.
And I was hoping that the rock's feathers are also flammable.
And then it would have been angry and like tried to save its kids. Yeah, that would have been
free XP.
Yeah.
The rock don't leave its babies in the nest.
But exactly, you know the great thing, the cool thing is that's a great thing about like you were when deaths of characters, if Krius would have died, there was some like crazy stuff you would have probably learned in your death about connects to the rest of the world. So death would have also played, would have given you some more really, really cool stuff. But I'm glad you're still alive. Glad you're still a part of the party.
For a day, yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning to kind of. I'm getting to that part of the campaign where I'm learning to like. I'm not trying to give away a lot because there's a lot of things happening right now. But
bro, we went into half a room. We didn't even get into a full room search, and you gotta fight in 4 things.
I didn't want you to fight any. So, to be honest, I just wanted you to walk down the steps and to see what was in the room. There was just. The game wasn't supposed to end with any combat. It was just supposed to see the grandness of this hall and like what's around you and open
I mean, honestly, I thought the open door was down the stairs, so I was like, let me walk down the stairs and check it out.
That's what I thought too. I was just like, cool, you can go in there.
I pointed it to it. Okay, because
I wasn't looking. I was on Zoom.
Because if you guys go to Roll20 right now, you were standing right here. I said there was one to the west. This is the door to the west. Then there's a door to the east. And then I said there's stairs, and I should have said look at Roll20 because I said there's stairs going down.
Yeah, because you were like you're on a balcony. I was like, oh, we must need to go downstairs to check it out. So that's why I was rushing.
Moved into
I was trying to get downstairs before my 10 minutes ended.
What are they doing? I was like, oh, they want to stay. And then Quake looked at that hole and was like, oh, I love going underground.
So no, 100%. I was like, open door that might be dangerous. Let's check it out. No gem. Let's move, guys.
Now tell me this. I think. Now that I'm thinking about it, Quake, did you think there were more of those gems down there? And because you like eating rocks, is that why he was?
I thought there was more gems down there.
He's like, I want to grab that rock gem. Yeah. It's a flame skull. 3 of them.
Flame skull gets me to half health already, and now I'm about to fight.
Flame skulls are no joke, guys. Like from here on out, nothing in the Amber Temple is okay to fight. It's like just no.
No, this is 100%.
You guys you are in Dark Souls. You're in Dark Souls territory. Like you just
bring it.
It's like run away, hide, or fight it and survive.
All you guys have to do is barrel roll and poke it in the ass. That's all you gotta do.
And I was having fun with Krampus was introducing. That's just like could be more of a side quest. It might play into the over scheme of the story, but but as you do know, it's connected to Blinsky's toys, so to some degree. So yeah, I figured it'd be fun to throw it out because whether anybody goes after it or not, maybe if someone does go after it, by the time we get to it, it could be around.
But that's not in the module, right? No. You made that one up. Okay. No. I know they borrow a bunch of fairy tales. I didn't think Krampus is one of them.
So, Mike. So the thing is, Krampus is a particular thing I do no matter what every Christmas. It's like so he always travels around to different planes, and so I imagine that as Krampus makes his rounds right now, he's just settling in around October to Barovia to do his rounds, to collect his toys, to snatch his kids.
Oh, he's got his L's working, huh? Yeah, we got 2 more months, guys. Figure this out.
They're out there doing their thing, so up in the mountains somewhere. So, I thought that would be
welcome, Benji. Thanks for the fireball gift. We'll figure it out.
If you ever encounter him, this is Krampus. Actually,
Yeah, I
is.
know. I remember you posting that. I was like, shit, he painted the mini.
He's pretty nasty.
Yeah, man. Did
Yeah.
you end up finishing your Orcus?
Yes. Let me take this background off, so because it's distorting.
Yeah, because I know you saw. I saw that you got like a custom head, right? For like,
Yeah.
was it Baylor? Is that what it was?
I think it was. They call it a Demon King.
Okay.
But I think what it was is it's essentially a Baylor demon model for Artisan Guild.
I saw that on IG. I was like, that's nasty.
So this is Orcus. The
Look at
wand.
that guy.
Yeah. So this
Yeah, I
thing
saw that
is
and like, we are in so much trouble.
yeah, that guy.
Just worship him. That's all you gotta do.
That's why when
I'm
he
the same size as the Rock. What's going on right now?
Yeah.
that's why as soon as he posted it, he's like, you don't want to call us. I'm like, so what you're saying is that you want me to call it, especially the way the game ended.
I actually thought you might actually call out to Orcus, and I had like a side plan for that possibly too.
Oh, I was ready to sign an infernal contract. I will read the fine print.
Do you think it would have been possible to like befriend that dragon, since it's kind of because
I think for
friend.
I think for
Like-
you. Oh, go ahead, befriend.
no, sorry.
I think that for you, Quake, you would ask that question, but I think the rest of the party, I think Ellen actually knows, and maybe from talking to Nihilus, that thing is already on your side because it is Strahd's pet. So as long as you're on Strahd's side, you don't really have anything to worry about. And so I was kind of alluding to is that the Dracolich literally sleeps up here in the mountains and probably killed the other rock earlier in the day.
Yeah. I was gonna call him a friendly acquaintance. Like,
yes, not quite a
we're
friend.
loosely.
I don't think it could be like, hey, Fido, go kill it. Go kill those flame skulls.
Yeah, that's what okay.
He also can't fit down there.
That
the
was
thing
my
is,
next question. 'Cause
yeah, you can run outside and get back to him, but remember, he can't fit down into the Amber Temple. He's kind of like a guard. He's kind of like a guard dog outside of the. So yeah, you guys do have. I mean, like I said, worst case, you could just run away from those things and maybe they'll reset. But
Run away and then shut the door and just sleep outside and go from there.
yeah, so
More curious what the hell the thing
Yeah.
is, because
Yeah.
those are some pretty heavy footsteps.
very heavy footsteps coming down that hallway, and yeah, it's not a
I
good
told you we didn't look for power. We looked for light, bro. That's different. It's just a light. He
Yeah.
was hungry. He was looking for food.
Oh man,
Being
that
too
was
picky.
good. Fun episode for sure. I like how it's starting to sell in. You guys are actually like crawling this part of the world, like because there's a lot to uncover here, and so I think this is where it gets to the point where like survival. Because most of the places you guys have been, it's like, oh, you fight a couple monsters, you go rest at the inn, you drink some drinks, or you put the HUD up. I'm sure you're still gonna be trying to put your HUD up, left or right.
It is what it is. Like,
It is what it is. I'm not mad at it.
It's a dungeon. The thing about dungeons is like, if there's intelligence in the dungeon,
Yeah.
it's like, y'all are really gonna sit there for 8 hours? Cool.
No,
I
that's-
can
yeah.
plan for 8 hours too.
This
And
is your
that's the
first-
scary part about it.
This is the
Like, unless it was dire, I never put a HUD up in a dungeon. They can literally regroup, call for reinforcements, prep
Yep,
spells,
surround you.
whatever they want to do.
So this is you guys'
It's
first dungeon of this entire campaign. I think this is like the first crawl. Might
Yeah,
think
I
so.
already know about your dungeons, bro. You be adding traps. Don't lie to me.
So I will say, I haven't added anything, and I don't plan to add anything major to this dungeon. So if you
Full on Tomb of Annihilation. Let's go.
So I didn't add the flame skulls. They are part of the module. The thing coming down the hall, it's part of the module. So
Roll a death saving throw. By the way, you have to be at 15. What?
yes. So I did, the Dracolich is not in the original, but there are many. It's not an original idea. There are many people that do take the idea that either Strahd has a zombie dragon or a Dracolich, or most of them has the ideas that based on the module, he did take the skull of Argynvoss and did take it back to his castle. But how long he kept it there is the thing. And so in mine, he's just like, nah, I think he did some experiments and resurrected Argynvost and made him his bitch, and then like sent him out to do shit
Hold
like it,
on.
yeah. You
So
know,
you telling me in the module, which is made for like characters, what, like 3 to 5 levels?
3 to no, it's like 3 to 10.
3 to 10. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are supposed to be fairly strong when you get up here.
You guys are 6. I
Where's
think you're
It's almost a 7.
almost a 7. Yeah. I actually think I
think
might.
Ada, Nihilus, and Ellen are all 7.
Are you guys almost 7? I might.
Oh,
I'm
we are
almost level
7.
8.
I thought no.
But
Did I?
he's
Did I
almost
didn't
8.
bump? Did I not bump you? I didn't bump you guys to 7.
No, yeah. So Ada, Nihilus, and Ellen are all 7, but
Okay.
Ellen is almost 8. He's only like
Yeah.
what, 1,000 off?
Oh, Ellen. Yeah, and that's why I've been keeping you guys at 7. Yeah, because I think nothing you guys did today gets you to 8 yet. So yeah. So next milestone. So you guys, I think you guys are still.
Yeah,
I think
you're
the other
right.
party's
You bump
still
us
6.
up when we kill babies. It's all good.
I mean, it kind of goes along with the theme, right? So like, and you guys aren't villains, right? Like, you know,
Are you
gotta-
13 and under? No, you're not worth it. Get out of here.
needs more babies?
We like
oh man,
young.
this campaign's been getting me in trouble. I've been trying to like, and what's funny is that all this stuff is in here. This is the way, you know, what's the name? They wrote this.
Oh yeah, no, it's
I just
written
kind of
that way.
embrace it.
That's why you bringing Krampus out here is evil, man.
But
It's
that's
so
already
hyped to
rough
fight
enough
him.
to get to
that's the
adulthood.
fun part about this module, right? Like my kids, I thought my kids were going to be done after I did what I did to them, right? When I made the Infernal contracts. Those kids straight up rolled brand new characters, and the rest of the party was just like, yeah, so now you're going to listen to us because we know what you tried to do to us. So now you, like, now they're like, so let's wait, before we make a decision, like, can we talk about it first? I'm like, oh, now y'all want to work together. I only brought hell to your doorstep.
Have you guys seen that Krampus? It's not a great movie. It's
Oh, yeah,
the Krampus movie.
love that
I
movie.
actually enjoy the shit.
I
out of
love
it.
that movie. It's awesome.
And so my goblins are based on that Krampus.
The
Those
moment
Krampus
you
goblins.
said like the toys and everything, that's all I had going in my head.
Yeah, the base of those.
Jack in the Box that just goes.
The gingerbread.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's badass. Like he brings like an entire winter to the town, shuts it all off, murders everybody. Dude, it's pretty crazy. It sends out his toys, a big bag of evil toys. The goblins are running around, snowmen on the front lawn that kill people. It's I was gonna have you encounter his snowmen, but no, not today.
That was a little too rough for Quake with day one.
I actually had, so I was like, I didn't want the whole episode to be that fight, but when you heard those feet skimper away, there were 10 more of them, like just watching, who had never even fired a shot, kind of just like sizing up the party. 10 more goblins, because
Well, I mean, Garrick was over here cutting 2 at a time in
Yeah,
half,
he was-
so I'm
he was
assuming they were
murdering.
like, maybe not.
Yeah, that disengage don't mean shit to me.
Yeah, that creature that you fight, the spirit creature is a. I
Gotta
don't know if you guys
double
have, if you read what is that Volo's guide? There's a thing called a Nilbog,
Mhm.
and that's it's like the little goblins that it possesses a goblin and makes them go batshit nuts, and then they cast a bunch of spells. But yeah, no, that was fun.
So then, what XP did we wind up getting for this?
We're milestoning from here on
We're
out.
milestone, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna make it, because we're getting to a point, I think, in the campaign where it's gonna be like you do major things, you level up, like you find the next.
So are you just gonna keep Ellen one above us when we level up? Because he's real
Yes.
close to being.
I was real close. Yeah.
So he's real close.
Like-
so then what I'll do
like-
is, why don't we bump you to 8, and then why don't we just bump you to 8 now, and then keep everybody
Okay.
7, you at 8, and then we'll go milestone from here on out.
Okay, so
And then we'll
so
put
we're
you,
set.
Quake. We'll bump you to. Let's get you to 6.
He's at 6 now.
He's
Oh,
at
We-
6.
we
so
fixed
you
it
should
now.
be. So then the rest of the party's at 7. So why don't we bump you to 7?
Well, Garrick and Sakrias, you guys are both at 6 too, right?
Yeah, we're at the
Oh,
beginning.
Garrick's at 6.
Yeah. It's just the
okay.
old school people that are at 7.
Okay,
Yeah.
that seems normal then. That seems
It's
balanced.
from the Orcus bump.
That's balanced. Yeah, that's balanced. Yeah, that makes
the
sense.
Wanda Orcus gave us that bump, so
Yeah.
that's why we're a little more powerful.
That makes sense.
Okay, so then Garrick and I will be still at 6.
Quake,
Okay.
Garrick, and you are at 6. Yep.
Okay, cool.
You guys haven't earned enough stripes. You guys gotta go through a little bit more. You guys will get there.
I
How
almost
many
killed
chucks
one of the
have
party
you
members.
poisoned?
That's not a stripe.
What's
Like,
that?
I've got my ass beat every game.
You have. I feel for you. I feel for you.
No, it's
Until
fun.
you get knocked
It's
out
fun.
by a tree, it don't count.
And
Hey,
so
I haven't been knocked out by the tree yet.
That's how you get vetted in this
Yeah.
world. You get knocked out by a tree, now you can level up.
and then you guys only
I
played
don't
one.
think I get knocked out by a tree.
I also want to ask you guys. So because of the switcheroo with the calendar with last month, you guys played one game last month, correct? Let me look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, or did you guys
Yeah.
play two?
No, we played two
So
because that was supposed to be our
two.
third game.
No, you guys played two. So you guys are okay.
Yeah.
You did
So
play
this
two.
will end up being a 3-game month for us now
For
because
you now.
or no.
Okay. It
yeah,
might,
because today's what, the third?
the third.
yeah. So now here's the thing.
because we would play the 17th, and then
Well, are we gonna play on Halloween?
Here's the thing I gotta find out about that. Do we play because here's the thing. By setting this off, I might be setting some of you. I don't want to throw Colin off because now you guys are actually playing on the day that normally the Feathers play. Is that okay? Or I can set you back on your normal time scheme because what I'm thinking is so here's the thing. I don't know. This month I might not be able to play on the 17th. I would like to get a 3-game month in, but if I don't, then that means everybody will still get 2 games in. But that means one party will play on the 31st. But I want to find out between.
I feel like we should just skip Halloween to basically help us get back on track.
Oh, I got it. I know you're in college. You're gonna be doing so. You'll be partying that night. I would be too.
or we could just fight the party.
I mean, actually, I don't really know I don't know what
Halloween.
COVID partying looks like right now. What is COVID?
Yeah,
Anything? What is
100%.
college? What does your world look like right now, Shay? I'm so interested. Like, I literally am. How do you like?
Very removed. It's
Yeah.
a apartment complex. I'm in an apartment series of apartment complex.
Okay.
Kind of like its own neighborhood. It's very quiet.
Y'all got the video games out, the Cards Against Humanity, y'all. Small groups at
We
least?
could play the 31st in the morning instead of the night if people plan on like doing things on Halloween or
If anything, I typically just
Do you work
Day
on
off.
Halloween, Troy?
No, I actually took that day off because I'm officiating a wedding.
oh wow. Awesome, dude.
Officiating a wedding. That makes it a little, a little.
I guess the big question
It's
is
not till like 4 in the afternoon over here, so
my big question is, do you guys want to stay on this? Because if we stay on this, then the other party moves to the other. Do you want to get back on your normal weekend, which would be?
So are you asking us to play 2 weeks in a row or just skip?
So
3
I
weeks?
think what might happen. So I looked at it today. So what would happen is the other party is definitely going to play on the 10th. So you would normally play on the 10th. So that means the next time you would play would be the 24th. And I would either double the other party or push them to the 31st. I don't know what I would figure that out. But then you guys would have like 3 weeks till you play again. But then you'd be back on your normal cycle. And I'm up to you. If you guys want to keep this and then just play on the only thing is I still have to check because I might have something on the 17th that night. I may not be around. I'm confirming that now. So that may be a day where I might have to fluctuate. But if not, then we'll still play on the 17th.
If you're uncertain about the 17th, I feel like we should wait. But there's always the option of skipping Halloween.
So for you, skip Halloween altogether.
If we go back to our normal, Halloween's not our week. We
Yeah,
play
it's
on the
not your
24th.
week. That's what I'm saying. Is I just want to know: do you want to go back to your normal? Does it affect anyone to stay on this? Like, and I have to ask the other party that too. Does it affect?
It only affected me when Eddie was also doing Sundays.
Yeah,
So, like,
I've been waiting for
It
Eddie's been
helped
busy.
when I was on every. Like it affects Eddie most out of everybody. So
That's true because if he plays the night before, but he's got to play. Yeah, I
He's
can't.
gonna
I
play
gotta
next
have
day.
him have his Saturday night so that he can plan his Sundays. But I've been waiting for him to let me know when he's gonna run another game. I think he's just been busy lately. So maybe we'll play it by ear. I'll let you guys know soon. But you will.
That's fine.
We'll still. It sounds like we're still gonna get 2 games at least in, which is important. And then.
Yeah. I'm down for the 17th or the 24th or the
Okay.
31st.
We'll figure it out.
I'm open on all 3. So,
And then Benji, what we do is if you want to join this party, I'll talk to you after the game about it, but the rest of the party does pay we have like a subscription option for the campaign, which is like $5 off each of the sessions, but you pay $40 a month, and that's it. You just pay $40 a month. So yeah, it's up to you if you want to do that, or you can just keep playing per session until I like to make sure people have an option in case they want to like not commit to the campaign and want to play a one-off and see what they think about the party. And so we can talk about that later. You don't have to commit to that right now, not at all. So those are the options, and I can send you the information on that.
I forget that, Malcolm. We need to know right now, Benji.
I
Let me know. You like playing with us or what?
Yeah.
What's good,
Some
fam?
thing,
No, I'm just playing.
Oh yeah, they
Jumping
told
you
me
in or
that,
what?
they told me that they would have to jump me in, so I have to
It's
get
gang,
ready.
gang, bro. Anytime, any place. ASAP, man. Any squad, any place. Let's go.
It's a good squad, though. It's a good group of players. You will have to
We're
join.
gonna-
You will have to show up on Mondays. They have Monday night meetings.
You don't have to show up.
I'm just joking. So the other party is trying to do what you guys do now. They've just been like, "Oh, we need
No.
to plan." I don't think they think
like, we need to have our meeting
Man,
and plan.
they don't even play D&D. They just role play. What are you talking about? They role play. You give them 97 inspirations. They take 13 moves
They're
per turn.
heroes.
You call it a day. Apparently, it's because they're heroes, and we should try to be heroes if we want to do that.
But Nihilus,
Nah, I'm
this
just
is what this is what it is, because you are not like a bard who talks like this, no?
Hey, I'm a sucker for heavy role play. I do it with any of you. I do it when Troy goes into a long rabbit hole of role play.
Yeah, you
I
have
think Renee
given
does
Troy zero inspirations
No,
as Jarek.
because Troy has been Garrick, he plays his characters very well. I think Garrick has just been like a murder machine, which is
Yeah.
perfect.
man.
And like until I attach to the storyline, I'm kind of just letting
Until I get a hint of like
yeah.
what's
Nothing's
going on in
stopping
this thing,
All I know
then it's
is
gonna be
that
like I just kill shit.
I can't wait for the day that Straw just reaches back and just backhands Einar. Because Einar is asking for all of it. Are you kidding me right now? You had Strahd walk away. I get that this is not the climax fight, so it's hard.
It's not. There is no point to have Strahd fight them right now.
It's hard, but 100% that man should have been fireballed again. And
Yeah,
it should
I
have
know.
cost you guys 15 commoners. Because
Yeah.
you're talking too
Yeah.
much. But right now, I need you to at least promise me right now Einar's horse is dead. That's all I need. Promise me right now a wolf ate Einar's horse.
I think all their horses are gonna be dead.
Okay, that's all I need because they out here
Yeah.
talking.
Just know that by the end of next episode, Valaki will never be the same. They are not like.
Is it gonna be like New York from Avengers? Just
Yeah, it's gonna be
fucking-
fucked up place.
That's what I figured.
We're gonna
I
find
know
a
we're
eating falafel in the corner.
yeah.
Yeah.
I know we're recording, but I figured
No, it's going to be Blinsky's on the
away.
corner.
Strahd is
When-
definitely
when
going
Strahd-
away to do something else.
yeah. When he didn't run away,
No.
he got on his horse to go burn down Valaki. Or whatever he's gonna do.
They're so cocky that when Strahd backs down, they think, and I like that you guys think that because that means that the story is playing out the way it should look like. It should look like they're so badass and they're like casting on it that they're like, man, Strahd is backing down. But like Strahd is really not backing down. He's just like, okay.
It just kills me that their strategy is always let's like clump together
And
make a stand. Like this guy throws fireballs at you every time he sees you. Why are you standing so close to each other? Except for Nick, who's on the roof. All of them are in one fireball range.
But here's the thing. So the way I didn't want to prematurely do something. I'm still recording. You guys have a good day. I'm gonna have to cut this off early because I don't want to be recording.